All right. Are we live? Let me see. Let's see. Oh, I think we're live. Okay. Have another 45 minutes till it starts. What? Is that what I scheduled it for? How long did I schedule? Wait, when did I schedule this to start? Well, it started now. I don't know. I don't know what I scheduled it to do. Oh, I think I might have just misscheduled this. But I'm live now. Anyway, hello everybody. We are live, I think. Let me know if you can hear me. God, why do I feel like I don't know how to stream right now? Like I'm just lost. Okay, I need to get my chat. So let me get chat because I love you guys. And we just topped in RBET. So there's that. Let me pop this out. Why do I act like I don't know? You know what it is? I used a lot of brain power this weekend and I interacted with like more people than I probably have ever interacted with outside of nationals. Nationals was wild, but nationals last year, I mean, was the wildest I've ever been bombarded. But this Chicago event was amazing. I was really happy I got to go to this. I scheduled to go to this last year, basically, like not literally, but I told Eric Shen that I was going to go to a Chicago monthly in 2025. Like me and Garrett were going to come down for a Chicago monthly. And then Marcus messaged me and was like, oh, I think I'm going to do an RBET in Chicago. And I was like, well, that's just better than going to a monthly at that point. So I'll just go to that. Like I'll commit to that no matter what. So I committed to this event basically last year and it did not disappoint. To me, this was the tournament of the year. And I say that because one, everyone knows Chicago is like the best hub for Yu-Gi-Oh! For Edison format. Like it is by far. They have monthlies. They have amazing players. The community is really nice. Like I like everybody that I've met from Chicago. I haven't really disliked anyone, I feel like, and just a really chill group of people. You guys know Chai T, Jason, Chef Taku, Henry, obviously Eric, Marcus Hayden, you name it. Like the Chicago squad, Rick Novak, he showed up on Saturday after his football engagement thing. And yeah, it was just an amazing event. I think the production, like the stage with the fucking lights, I like Konami. I just think it's crazy that like Edison is thriving in a grassroots way right now because Konami's out of the picture. They could have done so much more for Retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you can see that Retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Is loved, and for a group of players to be able to put together an event like RBT Chicago and just like all the other tournaments that have gone on this year that have been not Konami events is insane. But yeah, this tournament was great. Like the fucking huge clock that everybody could see at all times that was just projected on the screen. But like no matter where you look, like you could see that clock. Checking time was so like easy to do. Which just like little things like that, like I just like, because you know when you go to an Ultimate Time Wizard, for whatever reason, Ultimate Time Wizard, why is my camera not focusing? There we go. For whatever reason at Ultimate Time Wizards, there's no clock for a retro. Like when you're playing Ultimate Time Wizard, there's no clock. You have to ask the judge like how much time is left, which is fucking obnoxious. Like, right? Like that's just like, what are we doing? I'm going to read some of the chat now. I've been ranting and I'm just really excited to talk about this deck that I played. This is also a Frog OTK list that I copied from a recent top. I think the player's name is like CR777. Let me go to Format Library and just see. Let me see if I can just pull this up. Frog OTK. I literally just picked the deck list. I think this is the person. This list recently topped this month. Actually, last week. 2 weeks ago today, this list got third place. And I was like, well, I know how to play Frog OTK. I really like this deck. And the one time I did play it this year was at YCS Houston, and I went 6-2, and I played 5 Frogs and 3 GBs, which was both an amazing bracket and a fucking awful bracket at the exact same time. Because like playing 3 GBs is wild. That's never happened to me before. I've also never played a tournament where I've only played against 2 decks. But Houston, the YCS, was the one time where I played against like only 2 decks. So that event I got 16th place. So I got top 16, but like it, you know, Ultimate Time Wizards were at the time only top 8. And yeah. So that happened, and I was like, I still think the deck is really good, and I think I could have even done things better So I was like, I'm going to play for Chicago and see what happens. And I stand by. I think I'm one of the best frog players, obviously, and I do think that you have to be really good with frogs in order to play this deck. It is very difficult to play, but it is very rewarding when you play it correctly. And I want to give you guys some stats. I won every game 1 except 1. So out of all 8 rounds of Swiss, I was 7-1 in game 1s, which means I think I have like a 90% win rate. 7 out of 8. So I won 87.5% of game 1s at this tournament. So basically I won every game 1. The only game 1 that I lost was to Hero Frogs, and it was actually against Joe Dietrich, who's a fellow YCS champion, like main event YCS champion. And we played each other in like round 2, I think. And we played on the stage or whatever. And like, it was awesome. Like he's really good. Obviously, like he cooked my shit game 1. I mean, I lost to Dust Shoot basically. And I also lost to my impatience, because I do think that I could have won that game, but I basically fired off a reckless, almost like arrogantly. And that cooked me. But that was the only game 1 that I lost, like, period, which is fucking wild. Like, so yeah, in order to top, like, obviously you need to be X2 or better. And if I'm playing a deck that has like a 90% chance of winning game 1, like that is crazy. Like that is, I only have to win 1 more game. So a lot, like, I think multiple of my rounds were 2-0s. I don't know that I actually like have all of the matches that I play, because I was writing them in Discord to my server, the house, at like me, A True Hero, Gary Yu, Sushant, Televisual, Stango. We're all in this Discord server, and like I was updating them throughout the tournament. Like we were all doing it, just kind of like, hey, I won round 4, I played against its Machina Control, 2-0'd them, blah, 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 this happened, right? Like, we were all kind of doing that thing. So I have all my matches, which I'll talk about as well. Also, I still have not read chat yet, so let me actually slow down and just, like, read chat. Okay. What's up, Quest? What's up, TJ? What's up, Tim? Nima's here. What's up, Nima? Rich Silverberg, please, God, tell me you have the Turbo Value list. Keegan's going to post that soon, so just, you know, you're going to get that deck list. You're going to get it. It is very cool, and I think the fact that those guys from Chicago, the Dirk Wagner, Nick Wagner, and RJ, they're like the 3 Musketeers. Their little think tank is fucking insane when it comes to innovating. Like, they innovated the Dupless Hero Frog deck, and they innovated on this Ryko-less Vayu deck that's playing Icarus attacks, and like just blew everybody out. They all topped. 3 people entered an event with a deck that is brand new, like, and they all converted. So 100% conversion rate. Obviously the players are also really good. So Matt Kalinda played it with them. Nick played Hero Frogs. He's part of their posse, but he also got 2nd place at Nationals this year, the Ultimate Time Wizard. But the value deck that they made for this event, Matt Kalinda, RJ, and Dirk Wagner all played it. They're all insane players. Like, they don't really need much of an introduction from me. And they cooked. They just fucking cooked. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, Vayu has been solved for the last 1.5 years, I feel like. And, you know, people change like 4 cards in their Vayu deck and call it like something else. But like, you're all fucking playing 37 of the same cards or whatever. So seeing a very different take on it, and a take that really caught people off guard, because you don't play around Icarus attack against Vayu usually, like, and then you get blown the fuck out when they just have Icarus attack. And then, you know, the draw traps are really good. Like, it's a good deck. It's a good deck. And I'm obviously going to play it on Master and Disaster. You know, teach them how to cook. I don't know if we'll be able to do that, because the group of 3 do not really do any media stuff. If you guys notice, like, they do not do deck profiles. So I don't think that will happen, but, you know, maybe maybe I'll bring on Pro Storm or something and we can like talk about it. I don't know. Are you drunk? Is that why you can't function? So I am not drunk, but I did have a drink earlier. I'm freshly back from dinner, but I am not drunk. I had 1 drink. and I am fine. I can't function because I probably got 4 hours of sleep in 2 days between Friday and Saturday of the RBT. Like I slept, like I did not sleep much. I don't sleep much in general, but like I did not sleep much. And then I played a 1-day event, which is like, you know, a lot, or can be a lot, I should say. And yeah, just did not sleep very much, and then had to play. Oh, I guess I should say, like, I had played Frog TK, right? So that contributed also to the fact that my brain is right now very scattered, and it takes a lot of processing power to play this deck. Like it really does. I'm not capping. Like it really does take a lot of thinking to play this deck. This is the hardest Frog deck to play by far, and one of the hardest decks in the format to play, period. So yeah, forgive me for being a little, I just got back home today, like, so I'm, you know, but I'm happy. Like I'm genuinely, Chris Marquez, thank you for the $5 donation. I'm genuinely happy right now. Like I'm very, very happy. And I just want to talk about, RBT Chicago. There was so many fucking cool storylines that came out of it. Like, just like, first of all, the finals was RJ, who is from Chicago. And then there's Jake XO, who's like fantastic player, usually known for like the Diva zombie deck that he used to kill it with. And he's been playing Twilight Sworn lately, and now that seems to be like the wave for him, and it's working out really well. That deck is actually amazing. I want to talk about that too. Like Twilight Sworn, high key, low key has been doing really well this year, and people just kind of don't notice it because it got second at an Ultimate Town Wizard this year, right? It got second at Houston. And then Jojo Sakari got second at, was it a EWCQ or Deck Devastators or something? He got second at some major online. And then Jojo Sakari also won a giant card on Sunday in the Konami single elimination tournament. So I've been paying attention to the deck, and like the deck has been doing fucking fantastically for a while. It also won EWCQ in Italy. I didn't even know that. So Twilight has been just doing really well. It's very clearly the best version of Lightsworn, like by now, like just looking at results, it is the best version. I think the order would be Twilight Sworn, Pure Light Sworn, Christia Sworn. I think Christia Sworn is undeniably the worst version of Light Sworn to play right now. Like, if I had to rank them, and going off of not only gut, but also results, if I had to rank them, I think Twilight Sworn is very clearly better than Pure Light Sworn and Christia Sworn. Like, it's been performing too well this year, and it's been kind of under the radar, but like if you've been paying attention, because I'm a guy that has to pay attention for content, it's broken. Like it's broken. It's also what I lost to, by the way. I lost to the winner. I lost to Jake in top 16. And I told him, I said, before we played, I was like, whoever wins this has to win the tournament. He kept true to his word. So, what's good? Chris Gonzalez, and let's see. Let me read some of this. What's good, Go? Hope you had good travels home. I did. My flight back to Philadelphia was only like an hour and a half. It's really quick. RBG Chicago was probably one of my favorite events from an online viewer. Yeah, so I didn't get to see the stream yet. I really want to watch the stream. Did you guys see me playing game 1 against Blackwings when I was like comboing off? That shit had to look so absurd on stream. Like that. I was just thinking, like, as I was doing it, because like it's what I do every round, but like that they finally featured me in the final round when me and my opponent were both guaranteed the top because we're both X1. Like I was 4th going into the last round of Swiss. I was in 4th place, so I could not possibly not make top cut at that point. But as I was comboing off, I'm like, this has to look wild to people who are watching this, especially if you're a person that knows Edison for like, go to Edison, they said it's a slower format. Go to Edison, they said you'll get to, you'll get to go back and forth and you'll get turns, and like then you see that you're like, okay, this guy just took 15 minutes, and like not 15 minutes of slow play, 15 minutes of resolving 3-pot avarice and multiple raise agreeds and salvages and substitute combos and bouncing and specialing and synchroing and bouncing and specialing and synchroing, and it's just like a lot of actions, like so many actions. And I think Marcus was saying like you're on your 29th summon this turn, like some ridiculous fucking number like that. But I was like, this just has to look wild right now. Like it just had to look. I want to go back and watch the stream at like that moment of me playing top 8, or not top 8, round 8. That Ginger says congrats on the Top King. Thank you very much. show us the in real life list. We want to see pretty cards, not screenshot. So I actually can do a deck profile, like with the physical cards, because oh my god, I got so many gifts. I got so okay. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, so like this was easily one of my favorite events ever because the community has just been so nice to me, and everyone came up to me and was like, I love your content, I love the channel, I love everything you're doing, keep doing it, I watch all your videos. Just so much love was shown this event in particular. Obviously you guys know this is the mat. Matt's in the thumbnail too, but I got like actual gifts and shit. One of the things that I was gifted by a guy named Eric Dahan, who, very nice guy, he gave me dupe frogs, super rare dupe frogs that are European. So I have these new dupe frogs now, and I played with them during the tournament, and he gifted me a first edition ultimate rare treeworm frog that is also Euro print. So I have some like new cards to play with. These dupe frogs, which obviously like not going to show up the best on camera, I guess. Let me turn my green screen off so that way maybe it'll show up a little bit better. Let's see, where is this? Do this and do this, and okay. So I got these Euro print super rare dupes. The light is like very, very strong. I don't know if there's a way for me to even hold these where they will be like visible, but they're very much darker than the English print of this card. And like that's like the whole thing about them. They look insane in person. I don't really know if it'll show up on like this camera because this camera is designed for faces and not necessarily like cardboard, but I got these, and the treeborn frog has like this crazy spiral on it. I want to see if this will show up as well on camera. Because my regular first edition ulti treeborn frogs, like when he showed me the difference, I was like, oh my god, like I've been playing like the fucking wrong treeborn frogs this whole time. So the one in the front is the Euro one. Yeah, it's definitely the Euro one. And you can kind of even see right there, like look at that, look at the fucking swirl. Like look at that swirl. And then this is like the I've been playing just like regular first edition ultis prior. You can't even see the swirl, bro. Like it's literally night and day. Like, oh, they look so insane. So I got those, and then he also gifted some super rare spiritual water arts, which are actually in my calculator case. So I didn't have a deck box with me, like an extra deck box. So I ended up having to put cards that people gave me during the day in my calculator. I had nowhere else to put them because you can't put cards in your deck box, right? Especially, it would look so suspicious if I had like spiritual water arts in my fucking deck box. So I was like, I'm not doing that. But I put them in my calculator case. So I have like, let me take the dice out. I don't know if people ever see my calculator case too, but I like use this ARG calculator case from like back in the day, and it just has like Mihawk in it and like Pokemon cards and shit that were gifted to me by Philip Campa. But then let me open this up. So I was gifted a Dark Magician, ultra rare Dark Magician. Yeah, LOB Dark Magician, by the way. So somebody gifted me an LOB Dark Magician. I got this Japanese, or maybe, oh, that's definitely Japanese. I got a Japanese DMOC, which is like platinum rare, I guess. This is also a gift. I got these. So this is obviously the same thing. It's gonna be hard to tell on camera, but these are Euro print water arts that were also gifted. Yeah, I just have to go through all my shit. I have so much random stuff from this weekend. And yes, shout out to the whole Yu-Gi-Oh community for just like hooking it up and being super nice, and just appreciative, and noticing that I've been like really trying to grind and do this whole content thing. And like I said, this year I wasn't going to be as much of a competitor as I've been in 2024. 2024 I didn't miss an event. This year I missed like 5 events. So and I'm not going to anything else for the rest of the year, so I'm kind of just like on chill. I was offered an opportunity to go to the Legacy Duelist series that is in November, but I traveled entirely too much last year, and I really wanted to focus more on just like content stuff this year. So I was like, I'll play when I can and it's like convenient, I'll have to just select a couple tournaments to play at and then call it a day. But I'm not going to literally every single thing. I just cannot. I cannot live out a suitcase for 2 years in a row like that. But it was fun. Like, traveling is fun. I love traveling. I like good cities. That's another thing. Like, if the city's nice, I don't mind going to it or whatever. God, I'm like, there's so many things I want to talk about. I don't like, it's so many things I want to talk about. But yeah, I want to catch up on chat first, and then I'm just gonna start going and do like things that I need to say. So, okay. Fraser frogs, Fraser. Can't spell either without FR cause you for real nice with it. Thank you, King. I also had an insane game one stat too. I won all but one as well. Good shit, Frey. Yeah, winning all but one is like winning 7 out of 8 game ones is actually ridiculous. Like basically 90% win rate. Yeah. It's like when you guys are in Gravekeepers. RJ always whoops me in Modern. Is there a list out? The value list will be out on Keegan's channel when he does like the top 16 deck list, right? He's going to go through all of them. Besides Icarus Attack, it seems like they weren't on Raikou, Hamster, Kaya, so they barely had 3 to 4 DDV targets, and this also had a huge impact. Basically, the usual anti-value side deck was ass. Yeah, people sided cross out against that new value deck, and they sided like Mind Control, which there's no Raikou or Hamster to take. Mind Control is still not bad. I'm not going to act like Mind Control is like awful against their deck, but it's definitely not as good. Like, right? Like it just can't be. Like it just cannot be as good. Like the things that you can take are now Dark Armed, Dark Greffer, and a Sirocco to special like a Gale or whatever, or a Sirocco to do a double pump. These are still good things, but the main reason why people stop Mind Control against value is because they want to steal someone's hamster and end the game. Like that is literally game if that happens. Or like steal a Raikou and then flip it and pop and then make a play and your opponent's just like down so much. But when you're not playing those cards, like siding Nolman to cross out against me is fucking terrible, right? Like I don't have set monsters in my deck. Like if I set a monster, it's a value with an Icarus Attack. So good luck with your, you know, Nolman. Are we gonna have to main Crow now? That is what the winner did. The Twilight Sworn deck that won, which by the way, is it called Twilight or is it called, let me change this to Edison. On this website, I don't know if it's called, okay, they're not going to call it Twilight on here. They're going to call it Light Sworn. Cannot type. So Jojo Sakari got second place at EWCQ 10 this year. This was a 140 player tournament, online major, with this list. And this is basically what Jake was playing. Like this is the same foundation that I've been seeing. Like obviously, you know, cut the magic cylinder. This was a meme. Even when Jojo came on our channel to do Teach Me How to Cook, he was like, this is just a fucking meme. Like obviously you don't need to play this. I think that he was maining Kaiku. Like I think I heard Jake was maining Kaiku. But this is like what the Twilight deck looks like. And he was playing Snipe Hunter, like, you know, all the things. Monster Incarnation, Pot Avarice, like Dushu, like this is the deck. And his list might be like a couple, like very few cards different, but this is the deck. It's very, very good. We had it on Teach Me How to Cook. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. If you need a refresher from the guy who has been killing it with it this year before Jake, go back and watch it. But yeah, this deck is very, very good, and it has a very good matchup against my deck. In fact, I think I got paired up against the worst possible opponent in the entire top 16, because what other person in top 16 would be main decking multiple DD Crows, bro? I got paired against my fucking absolute worst matchup in the entire top 16. Like, and this happens to me a lot. This is like a thing that I experience very often. I get paired against the GB player when I'm playing Dream Frogs. I get paired against the fucking main deck double DD Crow deck when I'm playing Forgs. I was like, okay. And it decides the third Crow. So I was just like, all right, like, anyway, just rants, like absolute rants. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I'm not worried. But yeah, add another one to the resume or whatever. This deck is broken. This deck is very broken. The Twilight deck is very broken. I think that it is a good meta call, especially because value is so popular, and this deck kind of just cooks value, if I'm being honest. Like, it has to intrinsically be good against value. It has a lot of bombs. It has similar engines in the sense that like it plays triple Raikou, but its bombs are way more impactful. Like JD is fucking ridiculous. Like it's like a more ridiculous boss monster than pretty much all the other boss monsters when it actually resolves, and this deck just has no problem summoning it for some reason. It gets to play triple Solar Recharge and Allure Darkness. I don't think any other deck in the format does that, right? So I think this might be the only deck that can play like all of the Broken Draw spells in the format. It's also playing Pot Avarice, which is also the other, like I play triple Pot Avarice. That, you know, Pot Avarice is fucking insane. This deck gets to play Pot, Allure, and triple Recharge. Like I think that is like kind of overlooked. Very, very, very broken that it gets to do that. So I'm not surprised that it won. It almost won earlier this year. It almost won twice. It almost won Ultimate Time Wizard Houston, and it almost won EWCQ 10. Like it got second right here. So I guess what I'm saying is like, there's a world where this deck has 3 wins this year. Just to put it into perspective, there's a world where this deck has won 3 times this year. Like that's a very like real different timeline that we could be on if it just won in the finals 2 other times. Like, so I'm just saying basically that people are sleeping on Twilight. Like I think that's kind of what I'm getting at here. I need to take some of this water. What's up, Enraged? Thank you. Chris says congratulations on your top, Frazier. I'm gonna put a heart on that. Which of the 2 do you have the most fun playing with? So Fonte, in regards to your question, oh, it also won EWCQ. Yeah, so this deck apparently won. It won EWCQ live in Italy. So it won 2 events this year already, and it was in the finals of 2 other events. I think it's very clear that this is a real deck. Like I think it's very clear that this is a bro. It's been to the finals 4 times. That's actually kind of a wild stat. What? Like it won 2 events and it was in the finals of 2 others. That is a wild stat for a deck that is definitely underrepresented. Like when you enter a tournament and you look at what decks are in the tournament, because Format Library will tell you, I bet that the number of like Twilight Sworn that are in the actual tournament are very low. Like where is it even at on this page? Is there a Twilight here? Or are they just putting it under Light Sworn? I don't like that it's listed under Light Sworn. I do wish that there was a little bit more segregation. I know that's crazy coming from a black guy, but like we need to have a better split for the different Light Sworn decks. Because Christia Sworn is a different deck and I call that Light Sworn Fairy. We need to be calling Twilight what it is. Like Twilight deserves its own moniker. Yeah, this says it says Light Sworn on the page, I'm realizing. Which opponent raged the most? So I'll say this. None of my opponents raged, but because almost everyone that I played would tell me either before the match or during the match or at some point like, love your content, big fan, that type of thing. There were moments when I would be like OTKing them and like, you know, I'm doing my thing, which takes time to like do it all. And they're kind of just like sitting there and it's super awkward because it's like, you like what I do as a content creator, but now I'm your competitor, which it's like, and when I'm in competition mode, when I'm in competitor mode, it's a different person. Like I'm trying to literally kill you, right? Like in the game. And so, I don't think it's pleasant to sit there and be OTK like that, especially when it's like turn 1, like a guy literally T-set round 1 and died. Like he literally he just like set Raikou, he went charge, set Raikou, set back row go, and he died. So like that obviously does not feel good. Like we just had a huge like, oh, where you're from, like, you know, a whole thing, and then it's just like death, like without playing it. Like you didn't do anything except revealed that you're playing value to me by playing charge. I played against a ton of value decks. I played against 2 Blackwing, 1 Machina Control, 1 Hero Frog, and 2 Blackwing, 1 Machina Control, 1 Hero Frog, and 4 value. 4 value. So yeah, a lot of value. A lot of value was at this tournament in general. The deck is you know, the most represented deck, is very popular or whatever. I mean, look at this tournament right here. It's the most represented. Even back in, when was this? This was May 17th, right? This is May 17th. Value Turbo was the most popular deck even then. And then next was Black Wings, and then Glad Beast and Light Sworn, and it keeps going down from there. But Vayu is very often the most popular deck. I feel like in Chicago, there was an overwhelming amount of Vayu players. I mean, I played 4 of them, and I saw how many others there were around me, including the new Vayu deck, and I'm like, everyone's playing Vayu? Sure. But yeah, Jake won with Twilight. I just realized Stango's in the chat. So I have to catch up here. Between Hero Frogs and Forgs, what's my favorite? What's the most fun? What? I don't rank them in terms of fun, because I have fun playing frogs in general, which is why I'm like such a dedicated frog player. But yeah, I like I don't have like this one feels more fun. They both feel extremely fun to me. Like I like the different. They're very different. The playstyle is very different. What do you personally think causes Yugioh Sworn to not have the results? So I was thinking about this, and I was talking to Dirk Wagner. That guy's brilliant, by the way. Every time I talk to Dirk, he's like my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh player to talk to, I realized. We always talk at events. We always just like find each other and talk for literally an hour. I think he's the best deck builder in the format now. Like, I think that's very clear. Like, he just is, his mind is so, he's just like so insane at deck building, and also just thinking about the game. I wish that you guys could hear the conversations that we have. Like, he's very smart, like in real life, outside of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, he's a very smart person in general. And I'm not surprised that he continuously does well. Like, almost every time that I top, he's in the top cut as well. We've played each other in a top cut in Ultimate Time Wizard. He's gone undefeated more times than anyone else has in Swiss in Ultimate Time Wizards. I think he has like 3 undefeated performances in Ultimate Time Wizards. I don't think he plays online. He's just like an in real life player and just like cooks. Like, he's really, really smart. So he's known for the Dupless Hero Frog deck, right? And now known for this Vayu deck that all 3 players who played it got top cut. And one of them was in the finals and honestly could have easily won the tournament. So we were talking about Light Sworn and Yugioh Sworn and Twilight. And I think Yugioh Sworn just needs to mill more than the other decks do, because you're playing things like, usually you're playing things like Soul Purity and Light, or Beckoning Light, or like Yugioh requires 4 fairies, JD requires 4 names. So you have like all these monsters that have these like really big requirements. Twilight is a little bit more simplistic in that, like, Chaos Sorcerer is just, obviously light dark. Dark Armor is 3 darks, which no matter how you slice it, 3 is less than 4. And also 3 is less than 4 specifically different ones. Like, Light Sworn is like, they need to be different names, and Yugioh Sworn is like, they need to be fairies, which are terrible cards. So then you run into this problem of like, the only good fairies that I'm playing are like Celestia and Honest, and the rest of them are really bad. If you're playing like Shire or Solar Purity Light or like Herald of Orange Light is like not really that great unless you're trading into like a Greffer or a Substitute that's tributing another card, but like usually the other card is Treeborn Frog, so maybe not even there. And most of the fairy cards just suck, and you guys know that. Most of the fairy cards get DDV'd and stuff like that. But I think the number of bombs and how much less it needs to mill matters in a tournament, and it is not focusing on beckoning. It's not focusing on like all of these weird interactions that require a big graveyard. It's just like, I play Monster Incarnation. Monster Incarnation can search Dark Arm Dragon. It can search JD. It can search Chaos Sorcerer. It can search one of the things that Jake did to me. Very simple. He just went Monster Incarnation for a Garoth, play Solar Recharge. Just like, okay, like that. And then that was good enough. Like, he won that game. Like, that was good enough. So I think it's just like an easier deck to actually drop your pressure, your bombs, than pure Light Sworn and Yugioh Sworn, especially Yugioh Sworn. Yugioh Sworn just like, in theory, it should be the best. It should be the best of them. Like, in theory, it should be the best of them. But in actuality, drawing hands of like Herald and Yugioh turn 1 and like, it's just awkward. I don't know. It's just like slow. It just doesn't pan out. It just does not pan out. It requires like 2 specific monsters that say you need 4 of this thing. Like, that's a fucking big requirement to have. You're usually playing what? Triple Yugioh, right? So you're playing triple Yugioh, double JD, And if you play double Christia Short, double Christia, double JD, whatever, you have 4 cards in your deck that say you need 4 things in the grave to do. And this format has gotten incredibly fast. And that's not like me memeing and just saying like everyone is playing fucking Value Turbo and Hero Frogs and Black Wings and GBs and like Gigavice and Froggo TK, and the decks are just like, there's no quick draw now. No one's playing quick draw. No one's playing Flamvel. No one's playing Cat. No one's playing. I don't even see Amaryllis anymore. like people are playing fast decks. So for your deck to require so much more time to set up, and then the other thing is that Twilight gets to main deck Crow, like that's just such a huge thing. I mean, it cooked me. Like I literally lost because DD Crow game 1. Like I got crowed on Pot Avarice and I lost. And my hand was also bad anyway, but like we'll talk about that eventually. Yeah, just wild shit. Christia Sworn is definitely third though. Like in the conversation between Twilight Sworn, Pure Light Sworn, and Christia Sworn, I can say with like very, very strong confidence that Christia Sworn is the worst of the 3. Unless somebody fixes it, which I do not deny that could be possible, but the current builds that have been going around for Christia Sworn are just not it. And they tend to just not do well often enough to warrant playing that deck over like this one. Like I just think the Twilight one is just better. It's just like you get to play this broken ass hand trap in your main deck, and it actually synergizes with your engine, and you could Pot Avarice it back, or you could reincarnate it back, which you know that could come up if you already banished one Treeborn Frog, let's say Caius or Chaos Sorcerer or a Crow, and then you like, you know what, fuck it, I'll give rid of both. Like just give rid of your other one. Did a nice big competitive event hit good after taking your break from in-person stuff? Yes. So I went to Midwest Edison Clash. I played Hero Frogs, and I had some unfortunate shit happen. I played the one Macrocosmos player, and it got to a really clutch situation game 3. They needed to draw a monster, and if they don't draw a monster, they 100% lose the game. And they drew their 3rd DD Survivor in that moment, and like if they draw literally anything else, the game is like super cooked. So that was unfortunate. It was like, okay, cool, this event is over. And I was like, the event that I've been mainly looking forward to all year has been Chicago, because you know, a lot of my friends in Yu-Gi-Oh are from Chicago, and like, you know, there's the whole Chicago baby thing, and I love those guys. So I was excited to go to this event. I was like, I really want to top this one, because I feel like this is going to be the event of the year. Like I've been saying that, like I think RBT Chicago is going to be the event of the year. Like everyone's going to be there basically. And at the very least, you know, a lot of the competitive people will be there, and that was true. Like Oscar Zelaya was there, and Dirk and his whole crew are there. Me and Gary were there. Televisual was there. Jake XO was there. There was just like a bunch of people who have topped other events this year, like Henry, who's from Chicago. He got 2nd place at Indianapolis RBET a couple months ago. He's my round 8 opponent. You guys saw on stream. He was there. And yeah, the list goes on. Like, there's a fucking long list. Matt Kalenda, who's won 2 Ultimate Time Wizards, one with Tengu Plant and one with Value Turbo. He won the first Ultimate Time Wizard, actually. He's really good. He topped as well. So yeah, just a lot of good players at this tournament. And I expect this much. Like, people who love Edison really love Edison, which is why we play it and why we consistently get like pretty big events and stuff like that. But yeah, really, it was ran really well. We only had 1 repair. It's funny, the round we got a repair, I won the die roll, and we started playing. So this was a really crazy repair, because like I am fully in the process of ODing on my opponent after winning the die roll. Like I won the die roll, and I'm like, summon Substitute, I'm doing shit. I'm like, I went summon Substitute, activate Foolish Burial, send Dandelion. So that's how we're kicking it off. Like we're kicking off turn 1, win die roll. Before the repair, summon Substitute, Foolish Burial. Like, are we good? Like, no, you don't play Herald of Orange Light, right? You're sane, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do my thing. I do my thing. And Eric is like, Yu-Gi-Oh players freeze play, and I'm like, oh no. Like, oh no. He's like, unfortunately, there is gonna be a repair. So I just like picked my shit, and my opponent was like, oh, he was like, I just fucking survived, bro. Like, I was literally gonna die. Like, he was like, I knew I was gonna, like, I literally knew, like, I'm losing this game. Like, this game was over. So, yeah, that shit was so funny. Also, what's funny about that round, my opponent, you know the guy that always says hosting Edison meta only? That was my opponent the round that the repair happened. Before the repair, right? So my round, I think it was round 6. It was round 6. My round 6 opponent is the actual guy who's always hosting as meta decks only. Like, I met him formally. And he's like, I have something funny to tell you, but I'll tell you like after the match. So then we got the repair. He was like, well, fuck, I might as well tell you now since I'm not your opponent anymore. And he was like, that's me. And I was like, that's you? Are you fucking? He's like, yeah, bro, that's me. Like, that's actually me. That was the wildest shit. That is the wildest shit. Like, he was like, yeah, that is literally me. And he was explaining like, you know, why he does and everything like that. It was a very wholesome moment, but just very funny also that like I play against the guy who I literally was talking about on stream is always talking about like, I only want to play against the meta decks. And I was like, that is fucking hilarious. So yeah, that was the thing. I guess I'll go back to the deck that I played. Let me just sign into this. Yeah, because somebody made a comment that Beel's Frog is broken. Beel's Frog is very broken. Beel's Frog lowers the count that you need to do combos in this deck by 1, depending on what the combo is, and 2 for some combos. So, for example, if you double armory arm people, which is one of the most common things that this deck does, you do it with 2 less cards because you play this. Just because this is in your deck, and it could be in my hand, it could be in my deck, it could be in my graveyard. I can use this to make 2 armory arms, and that is very broken. Because the way that the deck makes armory arm, if you don't play Beel's Frog, is you need to Treeborn Fishborg level 2, and then when you make the second armory arm, you'll usually use the substitute on the field, Fishborg at a level 2. That is how you do it if you do not play this. So what I'm saying is it requires 3 cards to make armory arm if you don't play this. It requires, it's a 3-card commitment, and obviously the deck is like, it still performs well without Beel's Frog, but I do think that Beel's Frog makes it so much easier to just like kill people, and I do think it's worth playing, so I played it. I actually played it in Houston too. Like, I've never played this deck without Beel's, basically. Like, I've always played Beel's. I think that Beel's is just correct in this deck, and I don't even know like if I cut the Beel's, like I could play MST, I guess, because like MST is the card that's not in my deck, but like I didn't fucking miss MST the whole weekend. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Beel's is broken. Beel's also lets you miss worm, by the way. So you go Death Frog, Beel's Frog, and Fishborg, and you miss worm. And what's cool about that is that it's a 3-card commitment, right? So I lose 3 cards doing this, but I also bounce 3 cards. And it's an alternative to having to go Brio. Brio is 2 cards to make, and then you pitch. And so if your opponent has 1 card, you just go Brio, right? Because like you just make the Brio and you pitch the 1 card and you know, bounce it or whatever, and then you could turn Brio into a Colossal Fighter because it's a water monster. So there is like Brio is relevant, and Brio comes up all the time, but Mistworm comes up all the time too, because people often, once they realize what you're doing, they like try to wall up, and wall up is usually like, you know, a lot of decks game 1 are playing like Deep Prison and Bottomless. Y'all know how I feel about Bottomless, but like I'm just like, summon Mistworm, bounce all your shit, and like, you know, they're chain Bottomless, but like Bottomless is never saving you from dying. If I even summon Mistworm, I don't care what your back row is, you're likely dead that turn, unless it's specifically like Torrential Tribute. So yeah, being able to Mistworm is really, really important, in my opinion, to just like bounce up 3 cards or yeah, usually bouncing up 3 cards and like leaving one of them or something like that is also not okay. Like, I'm just gonna bounce up like those and leave that guy in attack mode. You know what's about to happen now, right? So that's also just like a thing. They were all making jokes about it. Yeah, that turn took forever, was super cool. Yeah, that turn showed the toxicity of like what modern Yu-Gi-Oh looks like in Edison format. That Maria Greed turn was so epic. I was watching modern Yu. Yeah, exactly. Like your opponent asking if they could go, and you scrolling your head like, my turn's not over, bro. Yeah, he kept trying to draw for a turn. That shit was so funny. He'd be like, my turn. I'm like, no. Pot again. And he's like, I draw 2, and I look at my hand. I like put my hand down, I'm like looking and thinking like, okay. And he's like, my turn. I'm like, no. Salvage. Maria again. Like, it just kept happening. I was like, this is after a torrential. What I was actually doing, for people who don't know, if I saw 1-for-1 in all of those draws, I kill him still through torrential. So I was just looking for 1-for-1. That's all I was doing. And obviously I was also like rebuilding all of the cards that I used that turn and just putting them back in my deck to use them again next, because I knew I was going to kill him next turn if I don't kill him this turn. But obviously after he torrentialed, I was like, if I draw 1-for-1, you are still dead. So I wanted to just draw 1-for-1 and end the game that turn, but I didn't draw it. So then I just set Reckless Greed, pass. He did like some play, and then I went in phase Reckless, draw 2, and then like kill him. But yeah, the fact that I had a chance to kill him through torrential is absurd. Like, that is so absurd. The chat was around. People were like, how could they forget the Bora was special summon? Oh yeah, we were so far past the Bora special summon thing. We were like on Lad. He had double Kalute, which, oh, I want to talk about the double Kalute thing too. Because a lot of people are just stupid. And I know that when I'm dealing with a lot of like random people. My opponent saw 2 draw phases, to be clear. So when I summon Lad, I have a dupe lock up, and I summon Lad, and he's drawn exactly 2 times. So he's seen 2 draw phases. So he's seen 7 cards. And he has double Kalute, which I just play math. Like, I'm a mathematical person. I literally am an accountant in real life. And mathematically, right? Mathematically, the chance of him having double Kalute in his hand, of seeing 2 draw, so 7 cards, like if he drew 7 basically, the chance of him having double Kalute is 7.37%, which basically means that if we play that exact same situation out 100 times, I win it 93 times. Like 93 times I attack and they don't have double Kalute. Just full stop. So like, for all idiots who are like, why this, why that, like, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, that's just like a thing that I hate when people see like something and then hindsight try to like correct it. Like, you're an idiot. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, you're just dumb. Like, just literally look up any probability calculator and see what are the odds of that happening, and then you'll understand why I made the play I made. Like, that is what happened. And not to say that like I play perfectly, because I absolutely do not. I'm a human being and everybody misplays, but like, that is just not one of them. Like, again, if we play that exact same game 100 times, I'm going to win it 93 times, and my opponent's going to win it 7. He just happened to have one of the 7 where he has double Kalute in 7 cards. It's like, okay, I accept. It wasn't even like he like searched, like he didn't like whirlwind Kalute, like, right? He didn't whirlwind search Kalute, right? It's not, because like then you could argue like, okay, he's searching a second Kalute for whatever reason. I don't know why you would do that either, but let's say he just was like, I'm searching a second Kalute. Even that is like not, you know, like that's a different context. Like if they whirlwind, I'll be like, all right, I'm not touching that fucking thing. I'll attack your face down. But Mono Italian and foiling is insane on them. Yes, I don't like foreign cards that are like in a different language, because people actually read my cards all the time. And I just like, I don't care that they read them, but it is a thing that I notice happens. Like, people read Fishboard Blaster. Me and my opponent were both reading Light and Darkness Dragon. People just read my cards all the time, and I never ever want to have to provide a translation. That shit would drive me insane. Like, I had to do that in the past, and I said never again. And I just have not played foreign cards since. Like, I just refuse. Even if my opponents are trying to be spiteful, like, what does Soul Exchange say exactly? And I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm just not. I'll just play English Soul Exchange. It's fine. Let's see. I feel like I am far behind, by the way. Hold on, chat. Let me scroll up and see. God. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Jake also topped Santa Clara. Zombies could have won like 3 events last year too, right? Yeah, Zombies could have won 3 events last year, which is crazy. It got second 3 times. At the man, you swearing. At who? Who are you talking about, Cam? Who I need to add? You know me. I direct my shit to whoever. Like, I don't. Man really just said the darker version of Light Sworn needs to be segregated. Let's see. Maybe continue setting with the other hand. I should have just mulliganed. Yeah, I'm going to the Raikou list version. I set out the Raikou hamster package versus all decks but Blackwing. So I just started playing Hero Frogs and got mollywopped by Twilight Sworn. I feel like I should switch. I think you might just need to change up your side deck plan. Like, I don't necessarily know if you need to like switch your entire deck, but cards that are good against Twilight Sworn are Kaiku, which a lot of people have not been playing lately. But Kaiku, I think, is actually really good because it's good against dupless Hero Frogs. Like, it's really, really good against that deck. And it's also good against Twilight Sworn, as you can imagine. One, they can't fucking crow you, and they just have to do it preemptively, which is like, people just don't do that under 99% of scenarios. Like, there's no reason that they're just going to be like crow for no reason. So Kaiku prevents you from getting crow, which they play multiple copies of. And then Kaiku also fucks up their graveyard, which that deck is an entire graveyard deck, right? So Kaiku is actually a really big deal, I think, to like play against Twilight Sworn. There's, you know, there's a bunch of other shit that you can do. Like, that deck is, it can be really susceptible to like, and I hate this card, but Soul Release and Karma Cut, stuff like that. Let's see. Dirk is very intelligent. Yes, I played Dirk for first time ever in top 8, and he almost got me. Twilight is a deck I'm surprised it doesn't see more play. Yeah, it doesn't see. It's weird. It just does not see a lot of play. Main deck and Crow is the most broken thing. Were Kalinda's, RJ's, and Dirk's list all identical? Yes. Yes, they played the exact same 70 card deck. 37 card deck because they played triple upstart. You cut Future Fusion. Yeah, I did. So I actually cut Future Fusion the night before. I was playing Future Fusion and Ocean / Bubble Man. And to be clear, Bubble Man is actually just better. But I was playing that package, and my problem with that is, like, if you're going to convert, you side that shit out every single time, no matter what. And I really hate cards that I side out every single time. Like, if I side something out every single time, then I start questioning it. Now, Forks is a special case because it literally becomes a different deck after game 1 usually, even though you can stay OTK, but like, that is very sketch because it's much harder through hate. Which is why, like, the most successful list of Forks has been consistently the one that converts, right? So, like, whether that's correct or not, I don't have the answer to that. But going by the results this year, the deck that has done the most consistently well for Frog OTK has been the one that converts into something. And you don't have to do the same conversion. As you see, I'm playing the build that I saw got 3rd place, and it sides like double Light and Darkness Dragon and Soul Exchange, which is like a newer thing. Lad was broken, obviously, like, outside of literally, you know, me fucking running into double Clue at a 7% chance. Like, Lad, when I dropped it on all of my value opponents, my Machina Control opponent, like, it's just like, all right, yeah, I fucking lose. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I did not expect that. They never see it coming. You will never see a Lad coming in after you just got OTK'd, because everybody got OTK'd except one person, and the one person who didn't get OTK was the Hero Frog person, who I'm not siding Lad against anyway. So, you know, that's like the one matchup. I think, yeah, that's the one matchup that I didn't side Lad against, because like, he's playing Frogs. But everybody else, after getting OTK, because literally everyone else got OTK game 1, then they're just like, oh, I didn't think a Lad was going to come down. Like, I saw, you know, they started pulling a rug and fucking oppression and all these other bullshit things, and it's like, here's a Lad for you. Like, hold this. You think Compulse is a better choice over Wabaku at 1 in GBs right now? I play 1 Wabaku, no Compulse, but which is better right now? I think you need to be playing Wabaku personally. I don't know how many, but I think that Wabaku is an insane card. Wabaku is like insulation against Heavy Storm. There's nothing else quite like it. Like, Hedgeguard is not even like it. Like, Hedgeguard is a parlor trick to me. I think Wabaku is just like an absolutely insane card in GBs, and I think that's the reason why GBs have been mostly successful this year. Like, yeah, all the success that GBs have seen this year, I think a lot of it can be attributed to Wabaku. Obviously, some people just literally do not play it, but I think most of the topping lists have, and for good reason. It's just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous card. And in terms of Compulse, I don't know, like, what you're playing that you can't just fit the Compulse in. I feel like you can play Waboku and Compulse. I don't feel like this should be a or question. Like, I don't feel like it should be Waboku or Compulse. I think you just play both. If you want to play both, I think you should be able to play both. Keegan told me that I was there. He was probably like, thank God, repair. I don't know what you're saying right here. The repair was necessary though. Someone dropped their opponent on accident. I don't know if they told you why. I didn't know why, but I also don't care why. Like, tournaments have things like that happen. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for, I don't know, 20 years. So like, a repair is not some like unheard of thing, and they happen for a myriad of reasons. I don't think that a tournament having a repair makes it a bad tournament. Human error is very real, but I'm just pointing out that there was a repair, and that was like the only thing that I remember happening in the entire tournament that was like, oh, we had a repair, and I was about to kill my opponent before the repair, like I won the die roll, open up broken, and then repair happens. Then I win the die roll again and open up even better. My round 6 opponent didn't get to play the entire set really. So game 1, I win the roll. My hand is Pot of Avarice, swap, Fishborg, substitute. And I remember going, okay, I'm just going to end on like a sub combo and Pot of Avarice or whatever. And then I know he's playing value, by the way, because he sat next to me last round and like he's a value player, as most people were. And so I was like, okay, he's playing value. So I'm gonna do like this turn 1 play that's gonna be very tame. So I go to do substitute and I'm tributing down and I play pot. He shuffles my deck and I draw double Dandelion. And I was like, oh. And like I said like out loud, I was like, oh. And he's like, oh no. And I'm like, yeah, I was just gonna pot and just like pass basically. But now I went discard Dandelion, bring back Fishborg, get the tokens, get the Fishborg on the field, make Stardust. Then I go discard Dandelion again. So I have substitute Stardust, go discard Dandelion again, get Fishborg, get 2 tokens, dupe, flip flop. And like, he just like looks at his hand and he's just like, and I still have a hand, by the way. It's like, just by the way, I fucking have like a hand and 5 monsters on the field with like flip flop set, double dupe frog, Stardust. And he's just like, he like draws, he plays a lure, he looks at his 7 cards and he's just like, yeah, like let's just go next. And I was like, yeah. Like the hand you need to beat that is so specific. He also said repair after saying he didn't want to have any repairs. Yeah, see, I didn't know. I don't know anything that happened with the stream or production in terms of like behind the scenes stuff because I was competing in this event, so I don't know any of like if there's anything like any drama or anything like that or anything that was said. I have no idea. Like I'm not privy to anything. So he was happy you were playing meta. I guess. Hello from Iowa. What's up, Antonio? I've been saying this for a minute. Glad to see the love for Beals. Beals is amazing in this deck. If you know, you know. And need to keep Treeborn in deck too, right? Yeah, in certain cases you would need to keep Treeborn. I mean, you could. So I don't want to oversimplify Forgs when like I say if you don't play Beals, you need to like you need to use the Treeborn to make the army arms because you can salvage the armor. You can salvage a Treeborn back and then extra normal summon it, for example, to like make army arm, right? So there's like multiple ways to do it. You don't need to keep it in the deck per se. Like that's definitely like false. But I don't want to ramble or rant too much about these combo lines because it's very minute and a lot of players or a lot of people listening probably don't even care about like the fine lines of Forgs, I imagine. I will do a Frog School video on Forgs. That is going to happen eventually. Like I just did a combo video for just regular Frog decks. Like I did that video last week. Yeah, on Friday before RBT Chicago it came out. Then I realized I was going to, in that same video, I was going to start doing the Forg stuff. And I thought about it and I was like, yo, the Forg shit is going to take at minimum another hour. Like at minimum. So I was like, also because there's such a different mindset, like when you're playing with the Frog OTK deck and you're playing with every other Frog deck that's not that, the mindset of what you are doing is so different. And that just requires an entirely separate video from Hero Frogs, Frog Monarchs, Dream Frogs, Mausoleum Frogs, like all those other decks, right? Like they all just do like a very different style of frog comboing, and this is just like the pinnacle of frogs. So that's gonna be its own episode of Frog School, for just like FYI. No Future Fusion. Yeah, I didn't play Future Fusion. I don't really think Future Fusion is necessary, especially after this tournament. Like I didn't feel like I missed it, is the thing. I played it at Houston, and it was fantastic at Houston. And I think it would have been fantastic at Chicago, but then at the same time, I'm like, I didn't need it though. Like it wouldn't have been in after game 1. So like, it's a card that I'll be playing literally for just one game. It is not as impactful with something like Beals, which literally lowers the count. Also, I didn't want to deal with the whole like, oh god, I drew fucking Bubble Man, and then you have to like Moray it or Pot Avarice it back. I didn't want to deal with that either. Like that whole, if you draw it, then you got to get it back into your deck, unless you just draw broken, and then it doesn't matter. Did you consider playing the version with Future Fusion Upstart and no conversion side? I actually have tested that version extensively, and I do like it. But I think when people know that that's what you're on and that's what you're about. So when that guy did that, that was the first tournament of the year, and he won. And Frog OTK was not as popular at that time. I think now a lot more people are aware of like how the deck operates. They understand, like some people I played even knew if I could kill them or not based on how many cards I had, which I was surprised about. So that's also good that people are getting to that point. But like keeping in just straight up like I'm going to OTK every single game, you can try to push through, but I just think the amount of hate that comes your way nowadays is a lot. And I personally did not feel like dealing with that every round. So playing Dream Frogs for games 2 and 3 was just perfectly fine with me in most cases, because I'm just a good frog player. So I ended up beating a lot of my opponents in one of those 2 games by just playing a good frog game. Like just people just don't, they still can't deal with like a good frog player. So you just like win the game with Dream Frogs. Like it's very easy to do too. Like when you conversion side, I don't know what they're talking about. When you conversion side, that was broken by the way. When you conversion side, and then you can do something like this, right? So this just becomes like a regular frog deck that grinds your opponent out, but it still is playing triple pot and triple salvage, which means that if the game gets grindy, which it always does, if the game gets grindy at any point, these cards are so ridiculous in a grindy game state. Also, this is like insulation against DDV, because I definitely got DDV like 5 times because I played against so many value. I played against 6 birds, 4 value, and 2 Blackwing. So I got DDV'd a good amount, and yeah, like salvage is just ridiculous against that card. And if you literally just don't play it until they flip the DDV. Like you basically force them to play the DDV, and then you flip it, and like you're just fine. I keep drawing Gores on DB, which is broken in frogs, but like you can just win games 2 and 3 by just grinding it out with regular ass Dream Frogs, and it's totally fine. Like this is just a totally reasonable deck to just like beat people with, and you'll just win a lot of games because like, oh, they cannot deal with like a game going long. Also, if they don't know that like you're switching, like some people might not even know that like, oh, this is not going to be that deck anymore. It's going to be this like D prison deck. Like a lot of people just run into D prison still, or like Torrential or Mirror Force, because they don't expect it. They're just like, summon my guys out, attack. It's like, Mirror Force, what the hell are you doing? So I don't know. I think convert side decking is totally fine. And I think staying in OTK is only good if you have really figured out how to push through the hate like consistently, and I don't know that that is possible. Like I tried it. My testing partner is really good. They're a 2-time champion, and so I wasn't able to push through the hate very often against him, and it felt really fucking annoying. And I was like, I think that once people understand how to play against this deck better and just like how to side deck against it and stuff like that, or just like in general, just like experience against the deck, it made it not as good. Also, DB just loves Gores apparently tonight. But yeah, I think Dreamfrog is just fine. I was having this conversation too. So some people actually like Dreamfrogs as a deck, and they want to play Dreamfrogs as a deck. My boy Rage Peacock is actually a Dreamfrog player currently, and he played Dreamfrogs last week at Denver. And I was talking, this is another thing I brought up when me and Dirk were talking, like, isn't Dream, like, you can play whatever, let me say, you can play whatever you want in Edison format, and you can also see success with whatever deck you want to play. Like, you want to play a deck, play it. There are so many valuable decks. Like, literally, I think 40 different decks have probably topped this year alone, and we're not even done, right? So let me preface it by saying you can play whatever you want. But if I'm thinking from a competitive standpoint, I genuinely feel like there is no reason to play Dreamfrogs as your main deck competitively right now. I don't understand what benefit do you get from playing Dreamfrogs over Frog OTK. Like, here's what you get for playing, like, this is the benefit for playing Dreamfrogs. The benefit from playing Dreamfrogs as your deck game one is you get to have a real side deck. Like, you get to side deck for people's side deck or whatever. You get to side deck, like, I don't know, whatever fucking Dreamfrog. I don't even know what Dreamfrog side deck because I don't play it. But like, I played it last year once, and I don't think that the benefit of like, oh, I get to have a side deck with my Dreamfrog deck outweighs the brokenness of playing this deck, like Frog OTK. And the reason why this comparison is even being made, and I'm not comparing it to Hero Frogs, Hero Frogs is on a different level than Dreamfrogs. The reason why I'm making this comparison is because Dreamfrogs and Frog OTK feel extremely similar. They do the exact same type of thing, but one of them literally is just playing a completely unfair game. They're both playing pots and salvages. They're both playing like triple dupe frog is like a staple in the Dreamfrog deck. But Dreamfrog's like, you know, it'll play like a Junk Synchron, it'll, you know, a Ryza here or there or whatever. But like, you're trading literally just like outright ODing on your opponent, not letting them really play the game for like, oh, I get to have a side deck. And I don't think that is as strong as just like playing the most broken deck game one in the format. Like, that's essentially what to me, that's what it comes down to. I think Dreamfrogs is basically obsolete is what I'm saying. Like, I think it's an obsolete deck. You can play it obviously if you want to, but I think Hero Frogs is just a better, like, if you want to play a fair frog deck, you just play Hero Frogs. It's just better than Dreamfrogs. Like, it's just factually better than Dreamfrogs. Like, Dreamfrogs is cool, but it has way, like, its bad matchups are way worse than Hero Frogs, because, for example, your GB matchup with Dreamfrogs is so fucking abysmal. It's actually awful. Like, that, it's exactly the kind of frog deck that GBs wants to play against. Like, I think GBs wants to play against like Frog Monarchs and Dreamfrogs. They would love to play against those two frogs. Like, they don't really want to play against Frog OTK. They don't really want to play against Hero Frogs. Like, in all actuality, they'd rather take frogs over like Vayu or Blackwings. I'm not saying that they want to play against like Vayu or Blackwings over Hero Frogs. I'm not saying that. But if they have to play against a frog deck, right? You're thinking about the top frog decks: Forgs, Hero Frogs, Dream Frogs, Frog Monarchs. They would rather play against the latter two than Frogs, Hero Frogs, and Frog OTK, because those decks are very volatile in what they do against GBs. I mean, we just seen GBs get cooked in the finals of a EWCQ, like, what, a couple weeks ago? Against Hero Frogs? Like, Hero Frogs just, like, oh, I've resolved a fucking Miracle Fusion as an extender. Like, GG. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, this deck can just spike, like, it can just spike and kill you, you know. Like, you guys saw the one video where I was playing Frog OTK with Kenny, Master Disaster, and my opponent Wabaku'd me, and then I killed him that turn with double armor on with his Bestiary and crashed my monsters in, and just like, he died. So like, stuff like that is like, yeah, GBs they do not want to play against this shit. They don't want to play against Hero Frog, because you don't know, when you play against this, you don't know what's going to happen. You could be like, oh yeah, I'm a GB player, I have a good matchup, but like, do you really want to run the odds of not just dying with Trunade or Heavy, or like they just draw broken, they misworm you, and then you just like lose all your shit and you get OTK'd that game, or you just get OD'd on so bad in one turn that you can't come back anyway. Was Gores good for you? Yeah, I don't believe in playing in tournaments without Gores. So just, you never have to ask me that question again. In any deck, you will never see me play a tournament without Gores. I genuinely do not believe in playing without Gores. I think at a competitive level, there are cards that I want in my deck always. I always want Gores, Mirror Force, Torrential in my deck list somewhere. I want people to have respect. That's just how I like top every event that I've topped, is basically like that. Like I'm not playing without Gores. Period. Full stop. Not happening. It's good in every deck. I do not care. I don't care if you're playing continuous spells like Whirlwind. I don't care if you're playing continuous traps like Oppression, Call It Haunted. I don't give a fuck. I'm playing Gores every time. You don't have to listen to me. What the fuck do I know? I'm playing Gores in every deck. I've not played a deck without. I'm just playing Gores in every deck. I've decided it's just too good to not play. And also, Gores is the most broken in Frogs, because Frogs is the one deck that can do weird shit like summon Gores, then next turn bring back Treeborn, summon Substitute, tribute Treeborn, bring out swap, bounce Gores to my hand, continue my combo, and now your opponent's deal with Gores again potentially. Jeff Strain says, I like the lad sided. Have you gone over the Nitro value list yet? No, that's gonna, so Keegan's gonna release that deck list when he does his video for the top 16 deck list, and then I'm just going to do like content around that deck naturally, right? Because I'm a content creator. So you will see that at some point. I talked about it earlier in the stream though, if you want to rewind the stream, but I think that's like how I started the stream kind of. Is Beals just in the deck for the level? Yes, Beals is the only level 3 frog in Yu-Gi-Oh! So just to like be clear, he's the only one. So that's why you play him, because he makes Army Arm with one less card, which does come up. It also makes Mistworm like easier as well. Because like this guy plus Beals plus Fishborg is Mistworm, and Mistworm is actually really ignorant. Like actually, like really ignorant. You really paid the $40 subscription for perfect handcrafting this event? No, like my hands were not perfect for sure. I definitely had there was even some game ones where like my opponent will like summon Armageddonite, send Echo Gardena, attack for 14, and I'm like, okay. And like I'm summon Swap Frog, send Treeborn. Like every game is not literally like like you don't kill turn 1 or like any, like even turn 2 every game. That's not really how the deck plays every time. Some hands, like you guys saw on stream, some hands are ridiculous and you do kill people turn 1, which makes the deck really broken. But like there are a lot of games that you have to actually play the game for a little bit before you do it. And then it also was the thing of like your opponent just making the mistake of putting something in attack mode and you just die. Like a guy flipped the Raikou. They die for it. So you flip the Raikou, your Raikou's in attack mode, you attack me, you passed, and now your Raikou's in attack mode, equip it with 2 Armory Arms, crash 3 of these guys into your Raikou, you die. Like that is a very realistic thing that can just happen to you for you flipping a Raikou and popping and milling 3. Like now, yeah, I'm going to put 2 Armory Arms on your Raikou and I'm going to crash this guy into your thing and you're dead. I could also just crash 2 of it and then attack you with a Unifrog and it's also 8,000 because you take 38, 38, and 400. So like there's like multiple lines to kill someone if they just like literally flip Raikou and attack. Also, to be clear, it's not like keeping the Raikou set prevents you from dying, right? Because if I could do that combo, I can also just Brionic the Raikou and kill you 8,000 that way too. So it's like people make all kinds of different mistakes against this deck, and honestly, I don't even know if I should categorize them as the word mistake, because you still have to try to kill me. You can't just like not do anything, right? But like you trying to kill me obviously means that you have shit in attack, which means that it is that much easier to kill you as a result. But to be clear, every game is not just like, oh, open up broken and just like kill your opponent. Otherwise, this deck would actually be the unmitigated best deck and there would be like a lot more people trying to play it or whatnot. And right now there just isn't. Like I think this tournament was like 200 and something players. I don't know the exact number, but it was like a little over 200 I heard. And you can check by going to standings round 1 and just scrolling down and seeing how many players are in the tournament. But it was over 200 people. I think I heard like 208. So in the entire tournament, I'm pretty sure that there was me playing this deck and one other person in the room playing Froggo TK. And that is it. In like the entire venue, the entire, like me and one other person playing Froggo TK. And I think that in most events, this is a deck that is super underrepresented. So if I'm correct, because I did hear that there was one other person playing it, then 50% conversion rate, right? Like I converted, the other guy, you know, who knows what his story was, but yeah. All right, I'm going to read some more chat. Loki, those opponents that can recognize when the scoop to save time or MVP. Yes. Oh my God, yes. Everybody who just like looked at their hand and was like, I cannot break this. Let's go next. I love y'all. Because why are you wasting my time? Why are you wasting your time? Also, I'm going to be fully transparent. You don't want to go into time against frogs. Like it's just not a good deck to go into time against. It can do block you. It can unifrog attack you directly. It can summon this fucking thing, which I still have never summoned, but it can summon this thing and gain life points. And like, you just lose to that too. Like it's just not a deck that you should be slow playing against. And so like, if you're watching yourself die and the person is very clearly like, they know what they're doing. And like, you can like, if I'm going for a game, okay. There was never a point in Houston or in RBT Chicago where I went for a game and did not kill my opponent. Not once did I mess up is what I'm saying. Like I never messed up and was like, oh fuck, I couldn't kill you. Like I did my whole turn and I was like, oh, I didn't. Like that never has happened to me. Not once. Never once. If I started going for game, I've killed 100% of the time. And that's not even like a flex. That's just like literally reality. Like I've never gone for game and it just wasn't fucking game. So just to be clear, like I do think that there is something to be said about like, you know, if it's a random person and they seem like they're struggling with the combo or something, then maybe you just like sit there and see if they actually fuck it up because they might, and that's your only chance to win. But I don't know. I don't know if it's even worth it. Like waiting there that long and then just dying anyway. It's like, okay, like you saw it. You don't have gores. Like if you have gores, like by all means, like wait to see if they can kill you through gores because that requires more cards. Not many more, but it does require more. But yeah, that's just one of those things that like people do need to learn how to scoop when it's over. And a lot of people will watch themselves die, and I'm not really sure like why. The meta deck's only player you found in real life, and people were trying to defend him. Sorry, I'm behind on the stream. I got cooked by my airport, misplayed bad. Yeah, that really sucks, Ryan. Do you think the Twilight deck replaced Snipe Hunter with Kaiku? No, he played Snipe Hunter. Like when I played him in top 16, I saw Snipe Hunter. I don't know if you could cover it. Oh yeah. I'm fucking so far. Do you think the juice worth the squeeze with the Frog's kid in the concept of a long tournament, or do you think you could have been just fine on here, Frog? I think that a player who is really good can play Frog OTK and the juice is worth the squeeze. I think that I had a very high chance of winning a tournament if I didn't get paired against the one deck in the entire top cut and maybe the entire tournament that is maining fucking double DD Crow. I think that because of how many value there were, I very easily could have won this tournament if I do not have to play against this specifically. Like this is obviously a very, very, very bad matchup for Forg's game 1 because of DD Crow. And obviously they're not going to always have DD Crow. Like sometimes they're just going to die like everybody else. But the fact that this is a thing that can happen, I don't even think about this card when I'm playing everybody else. Like when I'm playing a player and I'm doing my nonsense, I don't even consider like game 1 I might get Crow. Like it's not even a part of my mindset. Where was I? kill lines from AK, and there's not really 3 cards you can cut for it. Oh. Is this about Upstart? Oh, why do some 4 decks not play Upstart? Yeah, so Upstart is actually not terrible to play. Like I've played Upstart before, I've tested Upstart. And you can play it and you can still kill your opponent at 9,000 and 10,000 and stuff like that. It just requires more cards. And so unfortunately, sometimes you will not be able to kill them though because of Upstart. And that I think is like really bad. You always kill your opponent through with Colossal Armory Arm if they give you the opportunity to Colossal Armory Arm. And then in those games, Upstart doesn't matter. Unfortunately, this deck kills without Colossal Armory Arm a lot and has to kill without Colossal Armory Arm a lot. And because of that, I think that sometimes the Upstart literally can take away an entire, like, oh, I would have won this game by killing you at 8,000. But because I Upstarted, I couldn't. And that's really frustrating. It's also happened to me. So I'm not like hell bent on playing Upstart, but I'm not saying that Upstart is wrong either. I actually think that Upstart could very well just be correct, but I was not about to sit there and try to figure out, like, because when you play Upstart, you do things like you play 1 Tree War Frog, you play 1 less Dupe Frog, you might not even play Unifrog because, like, who really needs it at that point, right? You're not really trying to poke with Unifrog ever if you're, you know, just going full balls to the walls. But yeah, Upstart can blatantly put you out of the 8,000 line. The 8,000 line is like the most simple line too. Like it's okay. So let's just say, for example, I'm just going to not DB being slow right now of all times. All right, let's say like this is my opening, right? I draw for turn. I bring this back. I main phase, and you could play them arrays now, you could play them later, it doesn't really matter, but you do some semblance of this. I'm also annoyed that this hand has so many spells because I hate having to resolve these on like DB. I hate having to resolve them in person too, but I can do it so much faster in person. But basically, the very simple like OTK that is 8,000 that this deck just naturally does. I'm just gonna do this in like the most. I'm just gonna literally do this in the most ignorant way possible. I'm not even gonna try. So if your opponent has anything on the field, then you obviously would do this first. But like a lot of times, either if I have like heavier Trinate and they don't have a back row, or if they don't have like stuff on the field for whatever reason, you can just go this guy. This is also like just fine. But a lot of times it is going to end up being Bria because you will have to like pitch a card to bounce a set Ryko or some nonsense. And then you eventually will pot. And in this hand, I'm obviously going to pot because I'm not just going to... By the way, I don't need to play this pot. Just like full disclosure, this is a completely unnecessary pot to play. But I'm just gonna do it because why the fuck not? And I'm just not playing Murray. I just do not feel like doing that. Okay, so this is already 8,000. And this is not like... So this is 51 and this is 29. This is 8,000. This is a very basic OTK. Like this is exactly 8,000. This is 51. This is 29. This is the most basic thing. I still have a lot of cards left, so I could do way more. Like way more. I could kill you through Gores with this hand. This is one of the hands that kills through Gores, just by the way. But like very basically, I could do this kill. And if I upstart it and like, let's say I didn't have like all these extra cards and I have all the pots and shit, because sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you have to pitch, like this Brio would have had to like pitch maybe like 2 cards or something, right? Maybe it gets bottomless when you do pitch the cards, and like then you need that many more cards. So then you're not killing them because they're at 9,000 specifically, and that can like lose you that entire game because they're at 9,000 is like the thing. That was a bird heavy event. I think every event is a bird heavy event though. Like every event is a bird heavy. I don't know 29 and 19, so 30 and 20, so there's 50 bird players between just these two. And this tournament was 140 players, so 50 of them played birds. Like that is, yeah, 35% of the people are playing. Like, yeah, every tournament. I don't think I've been to a tournament that wasn't bird heavy since like 2022. In 2022, I don't think I traveled for any tournaments because Ultimate Challenge didn't start until 2023, and at the time RBTs were only online. So yeah, every tournament I've traveled to has been bird heavy, basically. As someone who's been playing this deck for 7 months, I feel like you keep one fish working after converting, especially with the lat siding in. Yeah, you absolutely can do that. Like I said, me clicking on cards on DB is not me playing in a tournament and conversion side decking. Me comboing just now, like this fucking combo I just did, is not the way I would combo if I was playing in a tournament, because this just not, like, I'm just showing that this is the 8,000 combo, for example, right? It's just an illustration of what this deck can do. I fucking have 2 Marays in my hand. I can absolutely resolve these, and this would get way more out of hand if I draw a Dandelion, if I draw more salvages or pots or whatever. But for the sake of just like brevity, I'm just showing like this is quick illustration of what this deck does. Congrats on the top once again. It was a fun event. I was the one guy who gave you and Garrett a ride to the event in the morning. It was nice conversation we had about bacon. Yes, shout out to you, Antonio, for catching us Friday when we first landed, and then catching us Saturday when we were about to head to the event. I think Thinkers got the Jeff Jones at first. Oh, you thought Dirk was Jeff Jones? And let's see, Dreamfrog was just a meta development ladder to Forgs. You get to go. It was all a dream. I wasn't confident to pilot Forgs optimally in a 8+ round event, and I think that was just not correct and should have believed more myself. Yeah, like, I will say the deck does fatigue you for sure, but like, even when I was playing a top 16, I was like, I don't feel like I can't just play the rest of this tournament out. Like I wasn't like, top 16 was basically round 9, and I was not like sitting down like, man, doing this combo is gonna really like take it out of me. Like, if you're just used to doing it over and over and over again, it's all the same. Like, I don't know, like I can play the Dream Frogs games 2 and 3 and still be fine. Like, it definitely requires more thought than like summon Shura, summon Bora, attack, set trap card. Like, yeah, you know, that is very straightforward. But I think that like, if you just test enough with it, it won't feel as bad mentally to play it over a long period. Frog OTK is a better control deck than Dream Frogs, to be honest, and then we kill faster too. Correct. Like, it is a better control deck, because a lot of games it just plays normal. Like, some of the hands are just like regular Dream Frog looking hands where you're just summon swap, send Treeborn, and just like not much is going on. Like, look at this hand. This hand is like, on the surface, this hand is very tame, unless if they kill this, they could very well die. But like, not many decks kill this on like turn 1 anyway, so like, you know, it's not like a high chance that they die like right here. But if they do, for whatever reason, decide like, I really want to kill that face down monster, then you get Swap Frog, and you get Special Swap Frog, send Substitute, Salvage back Substitute, then you get the pot, then anything can happen. And yeah, games play out like way slower than just like literally like, oh, you're fucking dead. Like, this hand, they're dead. Like, there's a high chance that this hand kills you, because Special Swap, dump the dupe, send Substitute, salvage it back, then you can summon, substitute, combo, pot average, then Murray, and then it's like, yeah, like no more turns. There are no more turns, right? And then like if you draw a Dandelion off of like pot to Murray, Dandelion is a +2, right? You discard Dandelion to bring back Fishborg, so you lose the Dandelion, but it becomes Fishborg, so you basically don't lose anything, and you just get 2 tokens, which are real cards in this deck, so then you literally go +2. So Dandelion is better than Pot of Greed in this deck, like actually. Like it is literally fucking insane. Like it's a +2. So if you draw any number of Dandelions, it just makes like, oh, you're just dead. Like you're just dead. Like Brio, summon Brio. One of my favorite questions is like, are you using priority? And I'm like, yes, priority, discard, Dandelion, target your other back row. And then they go like chain, bottomless, and like all the back rows are gone now. I get 2 tokens, and it's like Brio did his job. Like that's all I had to do with it. And then I get 2 tokens, and you just lose anyway. But yeah, it's a better control deck. It's a better grindy deck. And then it just like randomly like, oh, your opponent's dead, by the way. DDV hurts Dream Frogs a lot more. Is that true? I don't know. Without thinking about it too much, I don't know. Is that true? That it hurts? Because like they play salvages too. I think they should be. If the Dream Frog deck is not playing salvaged, like I think it should be. Personally, I think salvage is like, I don't think you can play a non-hero frog deck without salvage right now. Like let me see something real quick. So the latest Frog Monarch deck that Icarus 89 topped with 2 weeks ago, EWCQ 11, this was 166 players. So that deck, where did it go? Did I get rid of it? This deck he's playing salvage, and I think that like this card mitigates DDV a lot, and Dream Frogs plays it, and it, they don't always play 3 copies of it like Forgs do. So maybe in that case, like yes, Forgs is a little bit better because it plays 3 salvages, and a lot of times I got DDV'd, and I would just like lose a swap frog, lose my substitute or whatever on the field, and then I would reveal salvage in my hand, and my opponent's like, okay. It's like, yep, I'm doing the exact same thing. Like I'm going to salvage back that substitute that you just killed, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. What if I'm playing Uriah? Gore said he wish a bitch would try him. Gore's is that guy. Yeah, I don't have the Chibi Gores, first of all, but I like Chibi Gores. I actually do like the art and everything. I like it more in a binder. You know what I mean? Leaves a monster in attack mode and passes their inner monologue. I'm in danger. Yeah. People forgot Gore says the second effect. With it, you can kill the opponent on his turn by counter Caius. Yeah, true. That is true. That has happened in Edison too. You side in Lad against Value. Yes. Yes. Lad cooks Value, if you didn't know. Thoughts on teching End of Anubis in the Frog side deck for Value. I don't really know what the End of Anubis like actually does, to be honest. Like I know what it does, but like I guess what I'm really saying is like I don't know if it does anything. All cards and effects that target a card or cards in the graveyard or that activate in the graveyard are negated. So my problem with things like this is like Raikou, which they are not siding out. Like they can side out Hamster, but they don't have enough side deck cards to side out Raikou too. So this gets easily outed by like their very basic game plan of just like having Deep Prison always and Raikous and shit like that. I don't really see. This could be taken from you by Goyo Guardian too. So I'm just not a fan of this. I don't think Frogs need to really play this. I actually think Vanity's Fiend is better than this, if I'm being completely honest, against Value. If we're talking about like you're asking me about against Value, what I want to side this card, I think Vanity's Fiend is just better than this against Value. Like actually. Let's see. It's hard to win a game without summoning guys. Yeah, this deck has inevitability. Exactly. That is definitely a Frog OTK thing. Is it has like incredible inevitability on a lot of the decks. I won't say all of the decks, but like maybe it does have it on all of the decks, but like you definitely will feel the pressure of wanting to end the game when you're playing against it. So that kind of tells you that you feel like it's inevitable, or that inevitability is on their side, which means anytime you feel like you're the one who needs to be rushing the opponent down, then that probably means that they have inevitability. You should end the game as fast as possible. T-Roar stocks and Light Sworn to the moon right now. There's a difference between knowing when to scoop and putting your opponent on better habit. What was your side pattern going first? Just like side to 15 in. There was exactly one game where I chose to keep the OTK in, and it was on stream. I went first game 3, and I was like, I'm going to side back into the OTK just to see what happens, because at that point, my only loss that tournament was the undefeated guy who walked by when I was doing my feature match, and like he noted that he won his match, so he was literally 8-0, and he was my only loss. So I was like, oh well, I'm guaranteed, like I'm super guaranteed for top cut. So I was like, you know what, I am actually going to try to just be ignorant game 3 and just go first. And I bricked horrendous, like just unplayable. Like if you go back to the stream and watch it, like I didn't do anything that whole game. Like I just set a dupe frog, and like he just like OD'd on me. I was like, okay. There's a difference between knowing when to scoop and putting your opponent on better. Oh yeah. I've read this already. Hi Fraser, do you think you'll compete with Hero Frogs again soon? Congrats on the top, by the way. I have no idea. Like I literally have both decks built, and I just choose on a whim like what I want to play. Like if I think that there's going to be a lot of GBs or something, then I would absolutely just be like, I'm playing Hero Frogs. I'm not fucking around. Or if I'm just like feeling Hero Frogs that day, then I'll just play it. But I haven't, the thing is I hadn't topped with Frog OTK yet. And I was like, well, I want to add that to my bucket list, or like mark that off on my bucket list. And so, yeah. And honestly, it wasn't really hard. Like if I'm being completely honest, like this was one of the easier, like 8 rounds of Swiss in terms of just like, again, I won almost every game 1. I won 7 out of 8 game 1s. So most of my rounds they just felt very, like, even if I lost game 2, I was like, well, I'm going first game 3, which is huge, by the way. Like going first game 3 is fucking huge, especially for frogs, because frogs often spend a whole turn just like doing a setup, right? Like summon swap or summon substitute, get swaps and treeborn. Like that takes an entire turn to do. And like, so going first is fucking insane. Same thing with Upstart and Dragon Turbo, which is very annoying. Yeah, Hydro, Upstart and Dragon Turbo requires you to have more red meds. So like you also have the very basic OTK where you go Brio, Blue Eyes, Red Med, and that is 81, right? And like we all know that's 81. Which is funny because like, yeah, you kill your opponent 23, 28, it was 51, and then which is literally Brio and Goyo's attack power, funnily enough. But yeah, Brio, and then Red Med, and then Blue Eyes. And if you Upstart, then you need an additional like Red Med right there to kill them, right? So one Upstart puts them at 9,000. All of a sudden, the regular 8,000 OTK is not a thing anymore. You need that many, and the same is true for frogs. Like this frog deck, if you put an Upstart, it's not bad, but you're going to need more cards to kill when they're at 8,000, well, when they're at 9,000 and 10,000 and God forbid 11,000. All the chibi cards. You hate the chibi cards, King Vegeta? That is me, the Mr. Undefeated Guy. What happened on stream with the dupes and Lad? Did they miss timing? Yeah, Lad causes dupes to miss timing. Maybe I should switch back to Twilight. Hate that I missed RBET Chicago though. Yeah, honestly, it was a really, really good event. Shout out to everybody that came up to talk to me. Shout out to everybody who asked me to sign cards and just wanted to have a conversation. I'm always down to do that stuff. If you see me at an event, I'm absolutely down to take pictures. I took a lot of pictures with people. I signed every card people wanted me to sign, including some that I'm like, are you sure you want me to sign this ulti treeborn frog? Like, that should always, every time it's an expensive card, I'll always double ask them. Like the guy who asked me at Houston to sign 2 fucking JDs that were ulti, and I was like, you want me to sign on the sleeve or the card? And he's like, I want you to sign the card. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask you one more time. You want me to sign the sleeve or the card? Because these are ulti JDs. Like, but I'm always down. Like, whatever you guys want, I'll take a picture. I'll sign a card. Metadex only that Chris Flores, he won like 2 HKCs in 2005, 2006. Yeah. Let's see. Damn, if you would have stayed sided, you wouldn't have played the winner again. Hindsight. Yes, that is a possibility that would have not happened in top 16, but then it could just happen because Jake, I think, so the way I see it is, if you're going to win a tournament, you're going to win a tournament. So no matter what, if I didn't play Jake in top 16, and let's say I play somebody else and I beat them, I still have to play Jake because Jake is always going to the finals. And like, that's just how I feel. I feel like he was always going to the finals and I was gonna have to play him no matter what. And it was his day. It was like, it was very clearly his day, and it has to be your day in order for you to win a tournament. That's just like, you need luck to win. Everybody who's ever won a tournament, you need luck to win. It is a requirement. And so it was his day. And I do not think that even if I won my round 8, like that would have stopped him from winning or anything. Like, I still think that he would have won, and I would eventually had to play him regardless, is what I'm saying. Congrats on the top, King. It was nice to meet you, even if it was in a line at the restroom and your fit was fire. Thank you. If you had a life or death situation where you have to top the next big event, do you feel more confident with Frogs or Hero Frogs? If I had to top the next event, life or death right now, I would play Hero Frogs. Congrats on the top again, King. Let's see. The real question is, where did you eat in Chicago? So Sizzle and the Chicago guys, we all went to Portillo's. I don't know how to say it. Or like Portillo's, I think. Absolute best fucking ribs I ever had. So I have a story about this. So Friday, me and Gary fly in to Chicago. Sizzle's like, yo, I'm gonna pick you guys up. We're gonna go get food and, like, you know, chill and everything. So Sizzle picks us up, we go to Portillo's, and I order at this kiosk thing. I don't really know what I'm getting into. And I was a little like thinking, oh, is this like a chain, like a Wendy's or like a fucking Chipotle or something like that, that just like is exclusive to Chicago? I didn't know anything about it. Like, I knew nothing about Portillo's at all. I didn't know it was fucking cracked out of this world. So I'm ordering, and he's like, oh, they have really good hot dogs, which I'm like, I don't really eat hot dogs. But he's like, they have really good hot dogs, they have burgers, they have ribs, they had they had like some kind of, it's called an Italian beef sandwich, like Italian beef, which they're known, it's like famous. So I got the ribs, and when you order the ribs, it says 20 minutes, it says like around 20 minutes to make it. It says that on the screen when you order, like a disclaimer pops up and it says like, by the way, this takes around 20 minutes to make. So I was like, yeah, sure, like we're gonna be here, we're gonna eat here, like no big deal. Like I am fine to this fucking microphone. I was like, yeah, I'm fine to wait. Like, we're gonna be here. So I order my food, I order a slice of cake. They have this like caramel salted cake that, by the way, was fucking crack. But I order the ribs. We sit down. Everybody gets their food, which I expected because mine is gonna take extra. I got the ribs. So everybody gets their food. I'm eating all Sizzle's fries. Sizzle's such a nice person. He just lets me eat his fries. So I'm eating Sizzle's fries. I'm hungry as shit. I was like, I did not eat. Like, I did not eat because I wanted to have some Chicago food. 40 minutes go by. Everyone has finished their food now. I still don't have my food. So I was like, okay, I don't want to be that person. And then Sizzle's like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go up and like ask them what the fuck is going on. Like, you don't have to do it. I'll be a Karen for you. And I was like, thank you so much. Cause like, I do not want to cause a scene, but like, it literally has been 40 minutes. The receipt has the time that you ordered. Like when the kiosk spits out the thing, it shows you like, I ordered it. So I ordered at 7:26 and it is now 8:06. It's 8:06. I do not have food. So I was like, it did say it was going to take 20 minutes, but like, it's taken twice as long, but whatever. Sizzle goes up, he comes back. I'm like, what happened? He's like, well, she took the receipt. She's like, they're working on it or whatever like that. And like, they're sorry for the wait. And I was like, why'd they take the receipt though? Now we can't prove that the order was put in at 7:26. So I was like, you know what? Actually, we still can, because I actually have the credit card charge on my, like all my, banking apps or whatever. They show like when the charge happened. So technically I can still show that like my card got charged at 7:26. An hour goes by. So now it is 8:26. So remember, I ordered at 7:26. It's now 8:26. I still don't have food. So I go up to the front and I'm standing there, and the girl is like, "Hey, we're really sorry." And mind you, it's a lot of people working in this place. Like the kitchen, minimum 15 people behind there. Like I'm not even joking. I mean, 15 people, 15 humans moving back and forth doing shit. So they're working. My fear was like, I think they just kind of forgot maybe, and like, until we complained is when they maybe started, like they probably started working on it when Sizzle went up there 40 minutes in, is what I kind of gather. Because at an hour in is when I got my food, which, so if you do the math, Sizzle went up 40 minutes in, and then I get my food 20 minutes later, which is what the kiosk was saying would happen in the first place. I think they just kind of like somehow forgot, I don't know. But she's like, hey, we're going to give you 2 free items. So I was like, oh, well, I want because they were telling me about this fucking chocolate cake smoothie. Apparently, not smoothie, milkshake, sorry. Chocolate cake milkshake. Apparently, they take an entire big ass piece of chocolate cake and they blend it up into a milkshake and they give you 3,000 calories of diabetes. And apparently it's insane. Sizzle has been telling us insane, and then like 4 or 5 people that we were with at the table, we had a table of like 10 people, and like 4 or 5 people got that as like one of their things. So I was like, well, I just need to have that. So when she said like you get 2 things for free, I was like, I want the milkshake, I want the chocolate cake milkshake, and I don't want it now, but I want the chocolate cake milkshake. I'm gonna go eat my ribs first. I want the chocolate cake milkshake, and I want the chocolate cake like separately, like a slice of it, because they also sell the chocolate cake separately. So I was like, that's what I want. And those 2 items alone are like $25-$30. Like if you just get them, like if that's what I got, like the milkshake and the chocolate cake, that's like $25 already. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna get this as my extra thing. So I sit down, I eat my ribs, and as soon as I go to pick up the first, because I got like a double rack of ribs, as soon as I went to pick up the first rack, the fucking meat fell off the bone. Like I moved, like, ribs are like literally bones. And so I like go to move a bone off to like, take a piece of it so I could bite it. And as soon as I did that, the meat just like slid off of it in a way that I've never really seen a rib, like the meat of a rib slide off like that. So I started salivating so crazy in that moment. I was like, bro, look at what just happened. They were like, I was like, the fucking meat just slid off like nothing. I took a bite and I looked over at Sizzle. I go, I'm gonna be honest. I just had 1 bite. These are the best ribs I've ever had in my life. I'm not capping. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not gassing it up. These are the best ribs I've ever had in my life. I ate a half rack of ribs in like 6 minutes, and it was outrageous. So if you ever go to Portillo's, whatever, you need to get the ribs. I'm not kidding. I heard that everything else is also insane, by the way. Like everything else that they have is also really good. So maybe just get like a bunch of shit like we did. But I'm just here to advocate for the ribs because they were fucking insane. I also said that I would wait. So if I knew that the wait was an hour and I knew that that's what they taste like, I would be willing to wait an hour. It was worth the wait is what I'm saying. Even though I was annoyed because at the time it wasn't advertised as an hour. But in hindsight, I would literally wait. Like if it said the wait time is an hour, I would be like, sure, take every time. So just to give context on like how good they were insane. The chocolate cake milkshake was fucking crack. And I kind of want one now, but like I'm getting fat because I'm just eating like apps. I just been eating so good. I went to New York last weekend. So before this weekend, I went to New York. I ate insane, like absolutely insane. And then this weekend I went to Chicago and ate insane again. So like I need to like chill, but food is too good. Shit is too good. Should be too seasoned. So how is Beal's Frog? Beal's Frog is crack. Yeah. Chocolate cake shake. My God. Just be prepared to fall asleep afterward. Yeah, you would think I would get sleep that night, but like that was the night before the tournament and I didn't go to bed until 2 a.m. And I set my alarm to wake up at 7 and I woke up at 6. So I was on 4 hours of sleep, which is consistent with what I said at the very beginning of this this live stream. Is like I naturally don't sleep very long in general, but like for whatever reason I just didn't sleep long that night, even though I thought I would, because like when it was 2 a.m. and I was finally falling asleep, I was like, I am so tired. I was gonna set my alarm for 7. The tournament starts at 10. I'll set my alarm for 7. I'll get up, shower, do everything, and then like, because I didn't have a deck list at the time either, so I needed to like get that ready. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the lobby and see if they can like print out my deck list in the morning. So I just wanted to be like prepared. So I was like, I'll get up at 7, be ready and everything by 8. And then the tournament starts at 10, but you needed to check in. So I was like, I want to get there like 9 just to like be there, because I have nothing. I'm in Chicago for this reason. So like I want to be there at 9. 9:15 is fine. So I do all of that, and like I still wake up at 6 o'clock and can't go back to sleep. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just up at 6 now. That's, yeah, I think I cut future Bubble Man maybe when I woke up at 6 a.m. I started shuffling my deck and I drew Bubble Man a couple times, and like the 100 hands that I drew. And I was like, yeah, some of these hands have Moray, but like the stress of not drawing it again, and like, I don't know. I just, that card adds a level of stress that I just do not like to the deck. It is, don't get me wrong, Future Fusion is fucking broken in his deck. It sends Dandelion, it sends Fishboard Blaster, it sends Substitute. It is very broken. I am not saying it's not broken. I just don't know if it's necessary. And you're always siding it out. Do you think being hungry and waiting made it taste better? Yes, obviously. That's how food works. But like, the ribs are still absolutely crack. I'm also, when I eat, I'm always hungry. Like I eat a lot because I'm hungry. I'm just a naturally hungry person. I actually don't know how I'm still this small, because I eat all, like I love eating. Like it's one of my favorite things in life. It's like top 3 things that I love to do in my entire life is eating good food. Food is crack. Like food is, whoever made food like really did their big one. Like they snapped when they made food. Like food is crazy. Like food goes unbelievably crazy. Fraser, do you got any Mexican food from Chicago? No, I did not get Mexican. I don't really eat Mexican food, to be honest, by the way. Like, I like fake Mexican food, and by fake I mean I love Chipotle. Like, I'm a basic bitch. I love Chipotle. Like, I go up for a Chipotle chicken burrito. I like the new honey chicken shit that they got going on right now. But like, the thing I don't like about Mexican food is that I do not eat pico de gallo. I don't eat onions. I don't eat like just like diced tomatoes and shit like that, or like any of that type of stuff. I do not eat that. I'm so picky when it comes to that type of stuff. I do not like what looks like a bunch of things just kind of piled on top of a dish, like loaded nachos and shit like that. I do not eat stuff like that. It just does not work for me. So, and it's because I have a texture problem with certain foods, like certain textures, like the textures of an onion I cannot bite into. So yeah. So in general, I just typically don't really eat Mexican food, except like, again, fake Mexican food, which is like Chipotle and shit like that. Like I'll eat, and I like tacos, but I don't know if they're like white people tacos that I eat, or just like, I don't know. I like tacos, but I don't eat tacos enough to be like, I really, you know, that's not the extent of Mexican food. I wouldn't be like, oh, I eat tacos, therefore I love Mexican food. You know what I mean? Like that's not real. Also, like everyone likes tacos, right? So it's just kind of one of those things. Steven, what's up? He says, hi Fraser, congrats again, glad we got to hang. I'm glad we got to hang as well. Steven, you didn't play at this event though, so you were I guess you were like helping with the production or the scorekeeping or something. I didn't really understand. I saw you and Chai weren't playing, and I kept seeing you guys, and every time I saw you guys, my brain kept saying that they were in the tournament. And I was about to say like how are you doing or like something along those lines, and then I realized like, oh wait, like they're not in the tournament. But yeah, I can't do the last minute change stuff. Really, Hydro? Last minute changes have been some of the best things that I've ever done in my Yu-Gi-Oh career. Some of my best work is a last minute change. You know, one of my best last minute changes in 2012 at Nationals, I was gonna play Macro Rabbit because me and Joji Orlando had built that deck together at like YCS Philly in 2012, and I was gonna play Macro Rabbit, and then I woke up that morning at literally like 6 a.m. and I was shuffling the deck, and I was seeing Cabazals and Sabersauruses, and I was like, am I really about to play a 12-round tournament, 11-round tournament with normal monsters in my deck? And so then I was just like, I just want to play. I don't know why. Some just said play windups. I switched to windups, and I went undefeated in Swiss. So day one, if someone has a screenshot of Nationals 2012, day one, if you look at who is 9-0, it's me and a player named Mark Velez who goes to my local. We are undefeated in Swiss day one because of a last minute switch to play windups. So just like for full context, I'm undefeated at Nationals, guaranteed top no matter what, 2012 with wine. I took everyone's hand. Everyone's hand had to go. I needed parts of everyone's hand. Some people lost all 5 because I drew like Monster Reborn or Pot Avarice. But I needed parts of everybody's hand that I played for all 9 rounds. Everyone got their hand ruined. I was going to use a stronger R word, but we're on stream, right? You be eating good. I still got to try Steak 48. You make it seem like it's a great place to eat. Steak 48 is one of the best restaurants I've ever eaten from, easily. If you like food that is very well seasoned, like the exact opposite of bland, like flavorful food, like very flavorful food. Steak 48 is outrageous. It is very expensive though. Expect to spend like $300 a person. It is very, very expensive. Like minimum like $220. If you don't drink alcohol at all, like you just don't get drinks, you'll probably spend like something like $220, $250. But yeah, expect to spend like $300 if you want like a drink or two, easily. But it is, in my opinion, it is worth it every once in a while, like for a special occasion, like whatever. Take your lady out, take your guy out, friend's birthday, whatever. Like we go like once every other month, sometimes once a month, and it is just so good. Eric, it was awesome. Oh, wait, where's Eric at? Oh, is that him? Is he EDED94? See, that's the other thing. People have Discord names, they have YouTube names, and then they have their actual name. So I meet a ton of people at events and stuff, and then some people are getting better at this, but they're like introducing themselves as like, I'm this person on Discord or whatever. So like Obed Brian, or like he introduced himself to me, and I was like, oh, I know that name. Obviously you play in my fucking locals all the time. You're in the Discord server, and I'm their Discord server. So like that is easy for me when people are like, it's Nova, like very easy. Like I know, once you say that, I'm like, I know that name. I know these things, the things that these people say. So it's very easy for me to like, oh, here's the name, here's the person physically in front of me. Some people just like won't say who they are online initially, so then I'm just like, I don't like, they're talking to me as though I know who they are already, and it's like, I don't like, you have to, I don't know who you are until you tell me, right? You know me, but I don't know you, and it's not like a flex. It's just like, I literally don't know. If you don't tell me like, hey, I'm this person, I have no idea. But is ED94, because that's the only name that looks like it even could be Eric, I'm guessing. Yeah, this is Eric from RBT Chicago. Ha. Shot you a DM on Discord about Treeborn number 2. Yes. I added you as a friend today, actually. Yes, got that for sure. The Chicago Times. I love the name of the group chat, the Chicago Times. But yes, shout out to you, Eric. Fucking super goated. Also, why are so many Erics that were in Chicago? It was Eric Chai, Eric Shen, and then Eric Dahan. Like your last name is Dahan, I believe. So just like so many Erics that I know. You're not from Chicago though, but so many Erics that were in Chicago this past weekend. Let's see. Yeah, it was hand loop windups. I wonder if I could find that somewhere. Like if I type in windups, like does this do anything? I didn't know that me and Billy Break had a matchup in sectors versus windup. What tournament is this? Oh, look at this. Adam Ginsburg and Fraser Smith are both currently undefeated with 7-0 records. Ginsburg chose to use Gravekeepers in the tournament because of a strong matchup against Insectors, Chaos Dragons, and Windups, and now he's dueling in one of the matchups that he considers his best. Fraser Smith popularized Gravekeepers by winning YCS Atlanta after the release of Gravekeepers Recruiter, but this weekend he's using Windups, and Ginsburg is pitting Gravekeepers against him. Only one of these duelists will advance to round 9 with a perfect 8-0 record. And if you scroll to the bottom, Mighty, and Fraser Smith takes a narrow 2-1 victory over Adam Ginsburg to advance with an 8-0 record. So at the very least, right? At the very least, I think y'all can trust me that I'm not lying about this. I was at least 8-0, and then there's only one more round, and then, well, day one, there's only one more round, and then I win that round. So, like, here you go. Like, I was 8-0, and then there's one more round. I won that one too, by the way. And if there's a fucking screenshot or something of the standings, I wonder if they have deck lists. That's what I actually want to know. I don't care about. Let's see if we can find. Did they do deck lists back then? They probably didn't do deck lists for fucking 64 people, right? I feel like that's excessive. Like, there's no shot, right? Like, there's no shot that Konami was like, we're doing deck lists for all 64 of you fuckers. Also, this is like a terrible way. This cannot be how you search. What is this? I misplayed, chat. Is this website usable? Like, what is this? Why can I not? Like, is there? Oh my God. Is there no way to just like see all of the articles that were published for Nationals 2012, right? Like, you get what I'm trying to do? Okay. Not me having double carrier and a Leviathan Dragon. Yeah, this was a time. Also, playing against me with Gravekeepers is wild. Like, it's just actually wild. But I digress. We went off on a fucking tangent just now. Where were we? Chat? Let me see if this. Having different YouTube, Discord, and DB is wild. I mean, that's most people though. Late to the stream. Congratulations on whatever top. What place did you get, and how did you like the deck? I got top 16. I lost to the winner. Yeah, this is Eric from RBT. Okay, yeah, I read that. We got a lot of good food places in Chicago. Next time you're here, I take you to Rico Ben's. Not gonna lie, you've been on in the background. I thought this was a video, not a live stream. I like your voice. Well, thank you. Yeah, so I was gonna make a video, right? I was like, I'm gonna make a video and I'm just gonna talk about all the shit. Then I realized that there is entirely too many things that I want to talk about. So I'm just not going to do that. But I do want to go through my rounds, like rounds 1 through 8 or whatever, to just kind of like talk about them. Daehan is my Korean name. Last name is Choi. Too close to Chai's, lol. Yeah, that is actually scarily close. I didn't even know you played wind up at any point. Yes, I have a wind up top. I might have more than one wind up top, by the way, but I don't even remember if I'm being completely honest now. Your Photoshop skills are crazy? Huh? What are we talking about? You can literally check the standings on the blog and deck list. So like this website, I do not know how to use. I'm gonna be honest. It's just not like, where's the search bar? Let's start there. All right, hold on, wait. 2012 North American. Wait, Central, South, where, chat, hold on, let me change it. Now let me see. 2012, Central, South. Where's 2012 North? Bro, why is 2012 North not on here? Am I being pranked? I'm being punked. Where's Ashton? It's just not on here. Philadelphia, the 100th. This is insane. This website is so, it's so bad. Why is the North American 2012 event not on? Is there genuinely like a reason that it's not on here? Anyway, I don't care anymore. That just pissed me off. The irony of you playing versus UK. Yeah, there's no deck list, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro only has a few from the event. I'm assuming I did a deck profile though. Like I had to have done a deck profile. There's no way I would have topped Nationals and not did a deck profile, right? Wind up Nationals? Like, I don't know. The problem is like, there's just too much stuff. Becoming a content creator has made it really hard to search for old shit. Was it called WCQ even back then? Okay, so we got this. Okay, well look at this. This is top tables. Look who's at the top tables in round 10. So I was at table 1 against Mark Velez, who goes to my local, in round 10. And like I said, I made a last minute decision in the bathroom at like 5 a.m. I was in the bathroom and I was sitting there and I was like, I had all my cards laid out on the bathroom floor. I'll never forget. I pulled my binders out, pulled my deck boxes out, and I was like, I am not playing normal monsters. I just refuse to go through 11 rounds with normal monsters in my deck. Like I was just like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And as you can see, there's plenty of people who did play Dino Rabbit, like Joseph Presnell, Kevin Rubio, Philip Campa. Shout out to Philip Campa, by the way. Holy shit. A lot of people playing Rabbit. It just couldn't be me. A Book of Moon on an Acid Golem is absolutely heads up. Holy shit. Oh, are you reading the match or something? That guy was trying to earn his hand loop with Gravekeeper instead of just wind up looping. Do you prefer this or Hero Frogs now? It's not that I prefer one or the other. I think that both of them are still very, very, very good. And I think all tournaments really come down to a lot of factors, but one of the main factors I'll just say is bracket luck. Like, if I knew that I was going to play against GBs, which I did not play against GBs this tournament, but if I knew I was going to play against GBs, I would rather be on Hero Frogs, for example. Like, that's just like an example. If I knew I was going to play against Gigavice, I would rather be on this deck. Like, if I knew that I was going to end up playing against, like, Chess Prime or somebody like that, playing Gigavice, I would 100% rather be on this, right, than Hero Frogs. It's not even a question. If I knew I was going to play against something like Dragon Turbo. But basically what I'm saying is, there are certain areas that are known for things. Like, I didn't know going into Houston, in, like, Texas, there's a lot of GBs. I didn't know that. But apparently that's, like, a thing. And, like, people knew that that was a thing. Like, there are a lot of GBs in Houston. I did not know that, and I played Forgs, and I played 5 Frogs and 3 GBs. The most GBs I've ever played in any tournament in my life. Like, ever. So just to put it in perspective, like, need 3 hours on some Joe Budden shit? Yeah. Fraser, I found your deck list for windups. You sent it on Discord. Thank you. How did you find this, by the way? I guess this is my windup deck list from Nationals that year, which this looks so random. Like the Snowman. Oh, wait, this is like during Dino Rabbit's reign, though. So Snowman Eater, I guess, makes sense. Still looks very random, though. Guess that's one too many. Yeah, I don't know how you found this, but thank you. Oh, somebody else found it. Not a yeah, we got a Pojo link, bro. We got a Pojo link from July 2012. Here's the wind-up deck, and I did play double Snowman Eater, double Effect Veiler. Yeah, that is hilarious. Anyway, the list will be on Keegan's channel probably like tonight or tomorrow. Right? Like he always releases them soon after the event. Fraser, do you like fragrances? When you say like fragrances, do you mean anti-spell fragrance? Or do you mean actual human cologne? Because I do like cologne, but I hate anti-spell fragrance. If that's the question, I just don't know which angle you're coming at here because this is a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Those are some big ass glasses, champ. They are. Love them. My photos only go back to then, and I'm convinced we've all been MIB flashed at some point. Which of the two is better versus Blackwing? Probably Forgs. Tom Mack did the same thing with Chaos Dragons that event too. He planned on playing Rabbit all the way up until Friday, I think. SoCal has nothing but Blackwings. That's what I heard as well. I heard that SoCal is very, very Blackwing heavy. So like knowing that, like you might want to adjust your deck because you're like, I'm going to play against a lot of Blackwings. Maybe Triple D Prison that weekend, maybe maining Bottomless. You know how I feel about that card. Maybe maining Bottomless is like actually really good. Stuff like that. I know the new value deck doesn't play Bottomless Trap Hole, like the new value deck that just came out this past weekend. Pojo in 2026 is crazy, yeah. Finding a Pojo thread, Vincent America, Pojo veteran from Texas. Pojo was wild. Also, this person was 34 in 2012. So they're like 47 now, because this is 13 years ago. Crazy. Why does Pojo even have that information though? Like, why was Pojo telling you like someone's location and their age? Like, this is a different time, bro. I still think Rabbit was crazy good that event. Rabbit was crazy good that event. I mean, you saw, like, Rabbit is at the top table. I was like, no one is denying that Rabbit was good. Like, and I had it sleeved up, ready to play it. I just knew, I was like, I don't want to mirror match because I think the Rabbit mirror match is abysmal. Not to say that the wind-up mirror match is that much better, but I didn't think that there would be that many wind-ups as there were Rabbit. Looking at this little screenshot here is kind of funny because there's a lot of both. Like, there's a lot of both. But this is also the end of the tournament, basically. There's one more round after this. I think this is round 10 out of 11. But, yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm not probably congratulating you on your top king. You deserve to earn it. Thank you. Is that new value deck on Reckless and Upstart? It is. I don't know. I don't think it's on Reckless. It's on Draw Traps. It plays Draw Traps, Upstarts, no Bottomless, no Rykos, no Hamster. It plays Elfin the Raven. It plays triple Armageddonite. Pretty sure triple Greffer. But you guys will the list will be published very soon. Like you don't have to worry. I'm going to look at my matchups now, so I can tell you guys like round by round what I play, because I wrote like little notes next to each round, so that way it would be easier to call back to this shit. Okay, I won round 1 2-0 against Vayu. He didn't know I was on OTK, so he played pretty passively, and by the time I drew the ignorance, it was too late to do anything. So round 1, this is my opponent, me. We had a very pleasant conversation before it started, and I'm pretty sure he just like probably T-set or some Armageddon Knight or something like that, just like a very simple opening that Vayu does. I don't remember who won the roll because I don't have it listed here, but like I'm pretty sure that he just was not assuming that I was on Frog OTK, because like he was my round 1 opponent too. So out of everyone in the tournament, he's the most surprised about what's about to happen, right? Like, and also my first turn was just summon Toad, summon Swap, send Treeborn, bounce pass. I might have set a Reckless Greed. I don't know if I had one or not, but like the point is, I don't even know if his hand could play more aggressively, because like it's not guaranteed that he could have even played more aggressively, but I just remember not really anything happening. And then when something did happen, which is like a turn or two later, it was me literally OTKing him. And I was like, well, this is perfect because this is round 1. So if I'm ever going to surprise someone, it's this guy in front of me right here, then everyone is going to kind of know after, you know, cat's out of the bag, right? That's typically how tournaments go for me. I don't really rely on the element of surprise after round 1, because I can only really shock people round 1. My matches are usually watched. And so surprise factor is not really a thing anymore. Like I can only surprise my round 1 opponent, basically is what I'm saying. Okay, round 2. So round 2, round 2, 2-1 versus Hero Frog. This is the only game 1 that I lost, and it was against Hero Frog. It was against Joe Dietrich. He's a YCS champion. And I didn't even know he was coming to this event, and he was playing Hero Frogs, which also I didn't know he was playing Nat, because he usually plays Vayu. And so that, like, everything about it was a shock. Like I just didn't know that he was going to be on Frogs. I didn't know that he was going to be there. We played at like table 2 or 3. I think it was table 3, because we were on the stage, but not streamed. So if you were at like the top tables, you were on the stage. And we played in game 1, I lost. And then games 2 and 3 I won. Game 2, like I just super OD'd, and like it was like a 9 game, like the absolute 9 game. And then game 3, I'm pretty sure he revealed at the end of game 2 like he had like double Kaya's brain control or something like that, but like when he, like those cards, when are you going to get to use them? And then game 3 was actually very like back and forth, but he dust shooted me again. He saw that I had Mirror Force, and so like I set up like a Dupe Frog or something, and I have Mirror Force set, and he summons that. He goes Miracle Fusion, summon Absolute Zero, and he attacks the Dupe Frog. And like I think about it for a while, and I'm like, I am not going to Mirror Force this because I don't really see the incentive to. I could just get Flip Flop Frog, so I get Flip Flop Frog, and I'm like, I can just keep this Mirror Force. Like, if he tries to push any harder, I'll just Mirror Force. But like, if he doesn't, and he just keeps this 1-0 in attack mode, I'm down to play this game, right? So I get Flip Flop Frog, I search Flip Flop Frog, I draw for turn, and he knows I have double salvage, so I go salvage. And I remember I salvaged the second time, and he goes Solemn Judgment on the second salvage. And the flip-flop gets set, then he attacks the flip-flop, and then I'm like, okay, well, bounce to 0, and then like the Mirror Force is still there. And then like then he just like scoops, because he's like, okay, oh, I know what happens. I topped I end up drawing Avarice. I hadn't seen the Avarice all game. I draw an Avarice, I play Avarice, and I just draw, like, I put back everything, and I go summon Substitute, make Mistworm, and I bounce up. So he has 3 cards on the field. I remember this. He has 3 cards on the field, a monster and 2 back row. And I pot Avarice, put back a bunch of shit, and then I go summon Substitute, and I go summon Mistworm. And he picks up all 3 of the cards. I think the monster maybe even a Caius or something like that. But I was like, leave that there. Like he like picked up all 3, and I was like, you can leave the monster. And then that's when I started doing the thing, and he was like, all right, like that's round 3. Let's see. So round 3, won 2-0 versus Vayu. Game 1, he opened Pitch Gardner, so I went Foolish for Dandy, summon Toad, set double Reckless, kill him next turn. So this guy said that we played each other in 2013, and he said that he beat me. I just took his word for it because I don't give a fuck. But like, okay. Then he said he had beef with me, but then he was like, I'm not serious, but something like he told a story about how we played each other and I complimented his shoes in 2013 after he beat me, and then I shit talked him on stream or something like that, and I was like, are you sure it was me on stream though? Because like I don't really chat in streams that often, and like anyone can just make a name and just like, there's a guy in here called Fraser Smith's OnlyFans, like. So I was like, I don't even know if necessarily that was me, but whatever. So we play round 3. I win game 1, just like double Reckless and just like, you're dead. And then game 2, I remember he DDV'd me. I have Salvage, Brain Control, Soul Exchange, and something else like, oh, Heavy Storm. So he DDVs me, but it's not like turn 1 before I do anything. It's DDV after I have Treeborn access, Substitoads in the graveyard, Swap Frogs in the graveyard. So I show him a hand of Salvage, Brain Control, Soul Exchange, Heavy Storm. And then he goes like, make an armor. He goes, oh, Greffer, Pitch, 4,000 U. And then he goes pass, and I draw for turn, and I reveal Caius. And he specialed the Greffer, by the way, and he set a Raikou, or I should say, he set a monster, which is Raikou, but he set a monster. So he's Greffer that I've specialed, arm wing, I guess, in attack mode. I'm at 4,000. I took 4,000 because he knows my hand. I don't have Gora, so he just attacked me 4,000. And then he sets a monster, and he has like a back row, and I go draw, I reveal Caius, and then I go like heavy, and then I go, I think for a while, because I'm like, I don't know if I want to, I bring back Treeborn, of course, and I think, I don't know if I want to Brain Control or Soul Exchange here, but I was like, I want to clear like multiple things. And so I just like win. Like that turn, it never turned around from there. Like I Caius the face style monster. I got rid of I'm pretty sure I got rid of the Greffer and left the arm wing or something like that. And he never recovered. Like literally, I remember when the game was ending, it was just like, he had a return, but it was awkward because the return only had Vayu, Sirocco, Gardna, and the Raikou that I banished. So that didn't do anything. Okay. So that was 2-0 against Vayu. Lost round 4. I should have won round 4, but I threw Colossal, and this is when I realized that I was like, I needed to like wake up. Like wake the fuck up. Like you're not locked in right now. So round 4, I play against the guy who ends up going undefeated. I think his name is Joshua Jordan. I win game 1. He summons Armageddonite, sends like a Gardna, and I basically just absolutely fucking OD, like pots, morays. I just do the big board, and I attack him for a lot because I can't kill him. But I attack him for a lot, and my field is like Stardust, Goyo, Substitoad, Dupe, Flip Flop. So everybody attack, he Gardnas, and then he's really low, obviously. And he draws for turn. He's like, but before he draws for turn, he's like, I need to draw like one of 3 cards, I think, or something like that. I need to draw Greffer or something. And he draws, and he's like, that's not it. And then he scoops, basically. Game 2, I threw. I should have absolutely been undefeated. And the throw is actually atrocious. Like, I'm so glad it wasn't on stream. So, game 2, we get into a position where I'm going to actually illustrate this on stream because I think it's better to see the situation than me just talking about it. What else do we take out? Oh. No, this is fine. Okay. This isn't the important part. The important part is this is the field. This is definitely one of the worst plays I've made, and I think I just was not focused or paying attention enough, which definitely happens. But like when you see this, you're gonna be like, holy shit, this was like I like he OD loses the game if I just do one small thing differently. Like overwhelmingly win the game here. Also, let me just like put some shit in the graveyard, right? Because realistically, there's just like shit in the graveyard. Like a lot of shit in the graveyard. Like I'm just gonna fill the graveyard with a couple things. And this part is not necessarily like accurate or whatever, but like it wasn't a no graveyard situation. Okay, this is my field. So he knows that this is flip-flop frog. Like it's blatant. He knows this flip-flop frog set, right? This is my field. And this is my hand. This is the exact situation. He goes banish, Vayu, Sirocco, summon Armwing. I go, that's fine. He goes stack for plague. And I think for a while, because I have this set. But then I realized like, okay, I can Raigeki Break right now, but he hasn't used his normal summon yet. So Raigeki Break the Plague Shorter zombie, then he just has like an Armwing, and Armwing has to attack the Dupe Frog, and there's still a flip-flop there, but like, also what synchro is he making that threatens this board, because this is still here. Like, if you make Stardust, you can only attack this. And if you make Darken, and you try to target this, I can chain this and stop Darken's effect from actually resolving. Okay, so we're all clear on like what I'm thinking here. So he summons Stardust Dragon. I'm like, okay, this is fine. And he goes activate Burial, and I'm like, okay, this is also fine. He goes banish, summon a Armwing again. So now he has Stardust and an Armwing, right? I'm just gonna do this. Then he goes normal summon. Let's just say this is his last card in hand. He goes normal summon Fossil Dyna. Okay, so now his field is Stardust, Armwing, Fossil Dyna, and he has no other cards in hand. Are we clear? Okay, so this is the exact situation, and this is where I throw horrendous, like horrendous throw. He goes Armwing, attack the Dupe Frog. I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, I'm going to Raigeki Break here. He goes negate, like effect negate. So then this dies. I go add this to my hand. He goes Dyna attack here. And I, without thinking about it, bounce both of these. So the Armwing is gone, and this is in his hand. So he has a Dyna in hand, and then this is also dead. And then on the end phase, he's able to bring back Stardust. And then I'm like, what did I just do? Like, literally didn't even take 2 seconds to just think about like what is actually happening. Like, just was not locked in at all. So then I draw Heavy Storm, and I bring back Treeborn, and I'm like, well, this is going to be really, really bad unless I remember before I drew the Heavy Storm, I was like, I need to top that Caius to bail out of this situation. Like, I need to draw Caius right now to like obviously Caius would just be like the OD draw right here. So I'm like, well, I guess I have to set this so that way he can only summon Fossil Dyna and clear both of these, and then like this just stays, and then I can still top deck Caius and I have heavy. But then I draw like Salvage, I think, or something like that, and I end up losing this game. So I was like, oh my god, that was such a throw. Then game 3, I go first and I open unplayable. Like, it was like Caius, and this is unplayable for frogs. It was like Caius, Brain Control, Deprison, Raigeki Break. I think I had 2 Raigeki Breaks, I think. So it was like Raigeki Break, Brain, Caius, Deprison, and like one more card, like, oh, I think Unifrog. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to pass. And he like draws, he summons Armageddonite, and he sends like Gardener or some shit. Gardener or he sends something. Summon Armageddonite, sends something. Attack. I take it. And I'm pretty sure he just does not set a back row. So I draw, now I have 7. So now I have to put something on the field. So I like set a back row. I think I set the Regeki Breaker or D Prison, I'm not sure. I set D Prison actually, I remember now. I set D Prison. He goes draw, attack, I go Prison, because I'm like, at this point, like, I just don't want to take fucking 28 from an Armageddonite, and also I'm hoping my deck is just going to draw a playable card. So then he like, I think he sets a back row and passes, and I set like Regeki Break, and I pass. I'm still drawing dead, by the way. Like, I'm just drawing unplayable. Like, no Subtoad, no Swap Frog, no Treeborn, nothing. But I have Brain Caius. I do have Brain Caius. And eventually he does something, and he like, I Caius him, and then he drops, at some point he drops like a Gores, and I just like lose, and I never even, it wasn't even a game, like I didn't even like play, like it was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this fucking one thing that I can do, which is the Brain Caius play, but I don't have anything else, and it's just not gonna carry, and I just lost. So I was like, well, I got hard punished from throwing game 2. I should have absolutely been 4-0. It was like a hard throw. If you think about the situation, if the flip-flop gets attacked, right? I mean, yeah, if the flip-flop gets attacked, right? So this is the situation. This is on top. So he attacks my Duke Frog, I get Unifrog. This is in the graveyard. Bounce up your Armwing, leave your Fossil Dyna on the field. Like, do not bounce your Fossil Dyna. So now, Stardust can't come back. And I draw for turn. I can't bring back Treeborn, obviously, because he does have the Dyna, but he has no other cards. Like, literally, when I say he has no other cards, I'm not exaggerating. He has literally 0 cards. Like, this is just attack over the Dyna, pass. And I'm also healthy. Like, this is not like I'm like I died to some random top deck, like Dark Arm's not live or anything like that. This is like, also he stacked a card, so like, just to be like even more clear, like this is just one of those things. And then yeah, after that I was like, all right, yeah, I need to lock in. And I was like, these next couple rounds you need to really lock in. I was like, I gotta drink some water, I just gotta get my mental focused, and then continue the tournament from there. So I lose, I'm X1, so I'm 3-1. Round 5, I won round 5. I actually played Johnny the Giraffe. I'm pretty sure that's his name online. Round 5 I played Black Wings. It's 2-1. So my notes say OTK with double Armory Arm game 1 on his Gale. Right. So he goes summon Shora, special Gale, attack. I drop Gores on the Shura, summon token, and he passes with like, he does have back row, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has back row. Yeah, there's no way he doesn't. He passes and I go draw, bring back Treeborn Frog, and like Trunade. I'm pretty sure it's like Trunade. Actually, I'm like 99% sure. I go Trunade, pick up his back rows. And this is one of those situations where like, I don't care what his back row is. He can have Icarus attack, he can have whatever. Like, this is, you're just dead. So, because my hand is just like, I was waiting for something to happen and you did something, thankfully. So here we go. I go summon Toad. I think he doesn't Icarus, because I remember both monsters being in attack mode. And I also know that he searched he didn't search a Kalut. There was no Kalut searching. He could have Kalut. I don't really care. I'm at, I guess, 51 at this point, right? So I took 18 and 13, so that's 31. So I'm at 49. I'm at 49, I guess. So I go Trunade, summon Toad, start doing nonsense, tribute, all these things, right? And then I equip an Armory Arm to Gale. Then I equip another Armory Arm to Gale. And then I say to him, like, out loud, like, I'm just gonna make Colossal Fighter with the other 3 cards. And then I make Colossal Fighter. And then he asked me, no, I think this is really smart what he did. He started to, I guess, try to like trick me or like bluff me. He says, how much would the monster be if there's double Kalut? Or like how much damage would it be if it's double collude? As I'm comboing, by the way. It's like I'm doing anything. I equip with army armor. I put an army armor on Gale, so like Gale is 23. I put another army armor on Gale. Gale is 33. And then I go summon Colossal Fighter. And but like, as I'm doing all of these steps, he like asked me about like if I double collude, like what would the attack be or something, or like what's the damage or something. And I go, oh, I have no idea. I only calculated if you have one collude. And so with no fear, I just go Colossal Fighter attack and a Gale, and then he's just like, yeah, I lose. And then so we go to game 2. Game 2 was very awkward. Basically, we get to a situation where I know he has Sirocco in hand and no other cards, and I bring back Treeborn Frog. He also has a Sirocco in the field, by the way. I bring back Treeborn Frog, and like I'm debating on what to do, and he top decks Blizzard, go summon Blizzard, bring out Armwing, pump it, attack over a Treeborn for game. And I was like, okay, that happened. Like sure. So that was game 2. There was some dueling back and forth before that happened, but like that was how it ended. I remember knowing his hand. He has one card in hand as a Sirocco, and he's a Sirocco on the field, and then he draws and goes summon Blizzard, make Armwing, and it takes a little while before he does it. So I didn't think that he drew anything real. I was kind of like watching him, thinking like, oh, I guess I'm fine, because I figure he would probably fucking slam the Blizzard, but like that doesn't happen. And then when he summoned the Blizzard, I was like, oh, okay, like I'm fucking dead. Game 3, it says, game 3, he dust shoots and sees my absurd hand of double Caius, Gores, Soul Exchange, Salvage. And then he swings into my Gores with Armor Master, and I drop Gores on his Armor Master, so I get a 2500 token. And then I go bring back Treeborn, summon Substitute, and he used Icarus attack and popped the Gores and the Substitute, leaving me with the Treeborn and the token. So then I go, all right, token to attack. And he also has, just by the way, he has 3 back row. I go attack with the token. I'm sorry, he has 2 back row. One of them was the Icarus attack. So he had 3, but now he has 2 after Icarus, so he has 2 back row. I go put the token in attack for 25. Attack for 25, he takes it. So I was like, oh. I did not expect that to go through, but okay, 25 went through. So now we're both at 55. So I pass, and he goes draw, set a new 3rd back row, right? So I go draw, attack for 25. He takes it again. So this Gores token did 5,000 damage. So I go like, main phase 2, like, somehow I end up with like a dupe frog, a sub and a dupe or something like that. And I got pass, and he goes set a 4th back row, and I'm just like, again, in, and yeah, that was literally the duel. Like that was the duel. So that was round 5. Round 6 I already said, but round 6 was the repair round. I play against the guy. I won the die roll. He told me he is the guy that is on DB, saying he only wants to play against meta decks, and then after that, we get the repair, and I have to play against a new person who I know is on value because we just sat next to each other last round. But all my opponents were basically on value, honestly. And so I win a die roll again after the repair, and I go, oh, this was the game where I thought my hand was tame, and it was tame, and then I went Pot of Avarice, and then I drew double Dandelion. Like he like shuffled my deck, and I go draw 1, draw 2, and it was Dandelion, and I was like, oh no. And then I ended on Stardust, dupe, flip-flop, substitute, cards in hand, just a whole fucking 9 yards, and he plays a lure and scoops without doing anything else. He doesn't even banish for a lure. He just goes activate a lure, draw with 7 cards in hand, and he just goes, yeah, let's just go to the next game. And I was like, okay. And then game 2, okay, game 2 is, there is something to game 2. So game 2, because I 2-0 him, but game 2 we're playing back and forth, and I get kind of low, like I'm at like 45, and he is at 54 with a Sirocco in attack mode, and I have a Gores in my hand, a Breaker on the field, a 16. I have a 1600 breaker, and he summoned a Sirocco to stop me from attacking with breaker because I've been attacking him with breaker. Right, I should say, I attack with Swap Frog, he took 1000. I attack with breaker at 16. It popped the Deep Prison, by the way. Breaker summon, pop Deep Prison, attack for 16. So he took 26, so he's at 54. To stop me from doing damage with breaker, he goes summon Sirocco and pass. And I'm like, I attacked last turn with breaker, he didn't drop Gores. And I feel like if he had Gores, that was a good, like I would drop the Gores right there on the breaker attack. Like I feel like there's no reason he would have held it. So I was like, okay, he did have one new draw phase since that attack, but like he chose to summon Sirocco and pass to stop my aggression. So I draw for turn and I have... 1 second. All right, whatever. We don't need DB. So I draw for turn and I draw brain control and I already have Gores in my hand. And I'm like, I think I can kill him. So I'm doing math and I'm like, I have a Dupe Frog in defense, a Treeborn in defense. I was like, if I brain control his Sirocco and then tribute the Dupe Frog and the Treeborn Frog for Gores, is that game? So I go over to my calculator, and this is like the one time I had to do this. I go to the calculator, I'm like, okay, 8,000, or no, I go 54 minus 27 minus 16 minus 2000, and it's like negative 900. And I was like, all right, if you got Gores, you got it. So I go brain control, take your Sirocco, tribute the 2 frog dudes on the side for Gores. I go everybody attack, and he just goes fist bump, and then we fist bump, and that was another 2-0. So I was like, all right, well, that was around. Now granted, if he lost to me top decking brain control, that means he also loses to me top decking like Caius is really bad right there too. He takes 34 from Caius, 16 from breaker. So like that game was probably also just cooked in that way as well. Yeah, this is the repair. Yep. Okay, round 7 I'll play against Machina Control. Game 1 he T-sets after I already sent Treeborn. I draw, activate Reckless, and kill him on my second turn. So yeah. Game 2 I draw 3 Caius and grind it out for a long time, but he pieced together a strange OTK by using Heavy Storm on his Mask of Restrict. And then I remember a situation where he has Mask of Restrict up and he Caius me. He Caius me first and then he Mask of Restricts. And I was like, okay. And then he goes, attack your Dupe Frog. And I'm like, okay. Add Flip-Flop Frog to my hand. And I'm just kind of like looking at him like, you have Mask or Restrict up with a Caius on the field, and you're playing Machina Control, and you just attack my Dupe Frog, so I'm going to get Flip-Flop, and I'm going to draw for turn, and I'm going to bring back Treeborn, I'm going to set Flip-Flop, and I'm going to pass to you, and I'm going to just look at you and see what you do. And he obviously draws, and he thinks for a while, and I think he realizes what's happening, and he goes, attack the Flip-Flop, and I'm like, bounce the Caius. That Caius will not come down again, and then the game just gets obviously super stalled. He has no aggression, so like now I'm just like in the rebuild, rebuild phase. Like I'm waiting to draw salvage spots and shit like that. But yeah, how does he Caius into Mask Restrict? You're not listening. He Caius first and then Mask Restrict. Do you take notes between the rounds, or do you remember all of this after the tournament? So what I was doing for this event was we have a channel in our Discord server, like my personal Discord server with my friends. There's like a channel for events, like when we have Yu-Gi-Oh events. And so in that channel is where you ask like, Fraser, how are you doing? How's Gary doing? How's Sushan doing? How's Cairo doing? How's whoever doing, right? And in that channel, like me and Gary, because we were the only 2 players from our group who were at this tournament, and Sushan's there too, but Sushan dropped like really early, so it's just me and Gary, and we're telling like a 1 round 1, 2-1 or 2-0 against X deck. And at first that's all I was writing, and then I was like, I kind of want to make this because I felt like I was going to top, so I was like, I want to like document each round a little bit, like not full like context, but just like give me something to rejog my brain. So I just kind of took notes in between every round by telling my friends what happened each round. I even told them like I colossal through round 4, I bounced a fucking Fossil Dyna for no reason, just like not even thinking about it, and literally would have won the game super easy from that point. But yeah, so it's not like me necessarily remembering like after the tournament, because I think that would be like really hard to do. But yeah, I just document it in between rounds, and which is actually hard to do because people keep talking to me, and I'll literally have my phone out like writing, and then they're like talking to me, and I really don't hear anything they're saying because I'm trying to figure out like what I want to say. But that is a thing that I do. I don't do it every tournament, interestingly enough. Like I did it for, it's okay, I don't know if this is like very anecdotal, very weird, and then I'm thinking about it. I've done it for pretty much all the tournaments that I ended up topping, and I don't understand that because like, yeah, I don't get that. Like when I document my rounds, I end up topping the tournament, so then I get to talk about it on the channel. Like that happens a lot. Like I end up saying like, oh, I know every single round. Like when I don't know, Niagara, I knew every single round. I can tell you like all the rounds because I documented it. Indianapolis, I knew every single round because I documented it. Like, yeah. So that's just like a thing that I do sometimes. I LOL when you played that mocking a player last 7th or 8th round after he didn't scoop right away from Kaya's burn. He still typed it in his calc. Yeah, that was interesting because okay, so the way the round 7 was this is the most important round of the tournament in terms of topping for us because I'm X1, right? I'm 5-1. It's round 7. So if I win this round, I'm guaranteed. Like there's no shot. My tiebreaker is still undefeated, right? The only guy I lost to is undefeated. So like this is round 7. If I win, like my tiebreakers have to be insane. Anyway, we get to a situation where like there's 2 minutes left on the clock. And I'm at 44, he's at 45. So he draws for turn and he's like thinking and thinking and thinking. And I'm like, all right, well, we're not doing this. So I'm like, all right, you need to make a play. Obviously, like he doesn't have many cards. And then he goes, summon Raikou, crash into your Death Frog, play Pot Avarice. So I was like, okay. So like he plays pot, I cut his deck, I give it right back to him because I'm like, I want to see what I want to see where this is going. Like I have a Caius in my hand that like, and everybody there's there's only 2 minutes left on a fucking huge screen, so like everyone is watching this, right? Like I look up and all my friends are there, and he crashes a Raikou, plays pot. It puts back all 5, so Raikou was like necessary for this play, and then like he draws 2 and sets a monster. And he passes and I immediately go draw and put the Caius on the field. And then Eric Chai runs up and goes, no, not even runs up. Eric Chai is kind of like there. He goes, you summoned Raikou last turn. And I'm like, oh, you did summon Raikou. So I picked the Caius back up. And then I'm just like, okay, well, anyway, attack, like Death Frog attack and then tribute for Caius main phase 2 for game. Like it's like no matter what you do, Caius is game. And also, your life points are lower than mine, even if we actually made it to time. We didn't end up making it into time, but he died before that happened. But yeah, the ram Raikou into your, I was like, I'd rather just set the, at that point I'd rather set the Raikou. I'd rather he set the, like if I was him, I'd rather set the Raikou, be up 100 life points, and be like, I'm putting you on, you need to have Caius, because I don't think he knew I had Caius. It's like, you can guess, but like you don't know I have it. So like I'd rather put my opponent on like, show me a Caius and then I'll scoop. But like I'm not crashing into your Death Frog and then playing Pot Avarice. That just seemed like wild to me, but I don't know. Round 8 was featured. Round 8, game 1, you guys saw it. It's like a 15-minute turn of me. I go for the OTK, I summon Brio, I pitch Dandelion and like some other card, and then he goes Chain Torrential, so then it like stops me from killing him right there. Then I proceed to play like pot, Moray, pot, salvage. And this whole time I was looking for 1-for-1. And eventually, let me take this off the screen. I was looking for a 1-for-1 because if I draw a 1-for-1, I kill him. I don't draw 1-for-1. It's a 1-of, and I'm also putting cards in my deck with Pot Avarice. So like odds are getting actually worse. And so I pass, and like he draws and like does like I think he attacks me, of course, or whatever. But I have like 2 tokens from Dandelion because Dandelion resolves after the torrential. So not he passes and I draw. I like Reckless Greed, draw 2, play True Nade, kill you. And then game 2 is the tragic. I have a dupe lock, and he has a set monster and a Bora in attack mode with no back row. And so I'm like, okay, this is like really good for me because I have Lad, and so I like bring back Treeborn. I think I special summon Swap Frog or something like that, and then I tribute for Lad, and I'm like, so he has 7 cards that I've like. His whole thing is 7 cards, which means that the odds of him having Colute times 2 in a 40 card deck after 2 draw phases is 7%. So I was like, and just in my head, like I memorized a lot of these probabilities. Like I know drawing a 1 of in a 40 card deck is 15% in your opening hand. So like the chance of somebody opening Gores in a 40 card deck, like turn 1, this is the first attack, the chance of them having Gores is 15%. If there's been no draw cards or anything weird like that, just 15%. So like, and like the chance of opening a 3 of, for example, is 39.4%, right? Or yeah, like if you play 3 of a card and you want to see 1 of it in a 6 card hand and your opening is like 39.4. Like I think, let me see. So it's like this, yeah, 39.4. So like I memorize a lot of these probabilities just cause when I play the game, I usually like to like think about them. And if you see on stream, like I think before I decide on what I want to attack, I decide if I'm even going to summon a Lad, and I'm like, okay, like, yeah, he could have double Clue, but like that is astronomically low chance that's going to happen. So I just fucking attack the Bora, and he goes Colute, and I was like, wow, like literally wow. And I was like, all right, well, I guess all of this shit dies. And then it's like, okay, do the Dupe Frogs activate or not? And then we get Eric over. We get the first judge says like they think the Dupe Frog activates. The second judge is like, well, Eric is like, I think they missed timing. And then that's the rule. They missed timing. So I was like, okay. Bring back Death Frog, attack face down. It's a Fossil Dyna. And this is where we completely forgot about the Bora being special summon, because we had a ruling dispute on just, not even a dispute, because like it was just like a question basically, like, does Dupe Frog activate here? But that took like 3 minutes, I think, to resolve, 3 or 4 minutes, because we ended up getting a time extension. So neither one, I truly don't think that Henry thought that the Bora was special summon either. Even like he special summoned it obviously, but I'm saying that with all that happened this game, like the Lad, the double Colute, the fucking, also the turn I took before I summoned Lad was like brain control your Shura, substitute, like I did it was like a bunch of nonsense. It was a lot. It was like a lot going on the turn before all of this goes down. So like the Bora had been special summon now for like over like 5 minutes or some shit. By the time I attacked the face down Fossil Dyna, it's probably been, like, no exaggeration, like 10 minutes since that Bora was special summoned. Between the ruling thing where like the head judge had to come over and like everything else, it's probably been like 10 minutes. Maybe a bit of hyperbole, but like it's been a while. And then I attack and I just pass, and then he like whirlwind tribute for Sirocco, and like it's just game, like it's game. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, wait, the Bora was special summoned, so you could not tribute for the Sirocco. It would have been dead. And I don't have a field, so he can't Sirocco me just like raw Sirocco either. So he just has to pass, but like they have to rewind the game state a little bit. And I'm like, I do not want any kind of penalty. Like this is fine. Like as long as you got, like, they can verify his hand. Marcus is like, yeah, I think that's the card he had in his hand. And I'm like, well, I just saw him go Whirlwind Sirocco, so we know he only has 3 cards. 2 of them are Whirlwind Sirocco. The other card is like, I don't fucking know what it is, but like whatever. And I'm like, this is fine. Like I was like, this is fine, right? Like this is just like rewind the game state situation, right? Like we just go back to before he tributed for Sirocco and just play from there. Like this seems fine. And they're like thinking about it, and they're like, okay, like yeah, like this is fine. And then I draw for turn. I'm like, pass. Like, draw, look at my situation. I'm looking at everything I have. I really don't even have a fucking play. So I'm just like, pass. And he goes, draw, whirlwinds, sure, kill you. I'm like, okay. So I lose that game to like a 7% double collude in the first 7 cards hand, which is like, okay, cool. Game 3, I draw so far in the tournament. This is the worst hand that I've drawn all day, which is crazy because the hand I had game 1 is probably the best hand I had all day as well, right? The game where you see me go for game and then shuffle back all of my graveyard and draw back to like 6 cards before I end my turn and set a reckless is like, that is also the best hand that I've ever had that tournament. So it was like, okay, I drew the worst and the best in the same match. Come on a second. Okay. So now I'm like, so I lose and I'm like, okay, I should be fine. I walk out to like where the scorekeepers are and like the snacks and shit. And then Eric comes out and he's like, I think he says something, I don't even remember what he says, but like, I'm like, I should be fine, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. And he's like, yeah, you should be fine. Like, who'd you lose to? And I'm like, I lost to the undefeated guy who's currently 8-0. He's the only person in the tournament who's 8-0. That is my first loss. And I just lost to Henry, who obviously is X-1 because we were both X-1 in the last round and he won. So I was like, my 2 tiebreakers are the undefeated and another X1. So he's like, oh yeah, like you should be like, guarantee basically. And I was like, yeah, I feel pretty strong. So then somebody walked up to me and was like, did you check the standings before this round? And I was like, no, I didn't check the standings any round, to be honest. I played the entire tournament without ever looking at standings. It's like, they don't matter until they do at the very end. So I was like, I didn't know. So somebody walked up and was like, you were 4th going into round 8, which I didn't know. So like, there's no shot that the person who's 4th going into round 8 can drop out of top 16. If they lose, it's not possible. So guaranteed top after I won round 7. So round 7 was where I topped the tournament basically. Round 8 was an exhibition and I got cooked by fucking double collude and then brick. And I was like, okay. And then I also fucking cooked with like the craziest hand sequence on stream. Top 16, deck checks, pictures, all this stuff. Top 16, I play against the winner, Jake. And I say to him before we start, I'm like, all right, whoever wins this match needs to win the tournament because like you're playing a non-value deck and I'm playing a non-value deck and I feel like everybody else is playing fucking value. So we like fist bump. I lose the die roll and I think he goes summon Lila. I'm pretty sure like this is exactly what he does. He goes like summon Lila. He might have soul recharged or charged there too. I think there might have been one of those. I think he did like do something. Then he mills 3 and passes. No back row or anything. And I draw, and my hand is like Death Frog, Swap, Pot, Dupe Frog, and like, I think I have double Death Frog. My hand is really bad, basically. Long story short, my hand is really bad. So I like summon, swap, send Treeborn, pass. And I'm like, well, this hand can. So there's the thing about Frogger Cicada you have to understand too. Your opening hand could be like genuinely bad, but you can draw 1 card and it all of a sudden kills your opponent in that exact same turn. Like the same hand that was literally atrocious. I'm talking about double Death Frog, Dupe Frog, Treeborn, like just trash. Like just a fucking hand that looks like what is that, right? 1 card at the top, and what I mean by 1 card at the top, a salvage right there, a Moray of Greed right there, literally could just change that hand into being like, this hand is fucking awful and I've double Death Frog, and now I drew Moray and I go put back the double Death Frog, and literally my opponent's dead now. All of a sudden, like they're just fucking dead. Like you draw 3 cards off of Moray of Greed, and you correct your hand that is probably not that great. You correct your hand and you draw 3 cards, so you have a chance to draw obviously bombs and shit. You got a chance to draw Salvage and Pod and Substitute and 1-for-1 and Dandelion and Foolish Burial and like more Moray of Greeds. So I had a very froggy hand. So like I could accidentally, and I call it accidental, but it's not actually, like I could accidentally have won the game. Like I could have drawn for a turn and been like, oh shit, my bad. Like here's Murray into Murray. I mean, you actually kind of saw it happen in round 8, right? Like I pot and then I'm Murray and then I pot and then I'm Murray and then I pot and then I salvage, and it's like that all kind of happened from the first pot that I played, and it just didn't stop. So that happens often with this deck. And so you'll see a hand and be like, oh, that hand's like cheeks, but like the deck plays corrective measures, or like cards that if you draw them, they fix the hand or change the hand drastically. And that's kind of like one of the strengths of it too. People be doing anything to resolve a pot avarice. I agree. Oh, also, so game 1 against Jake in top 16, I remember I special summon swap, pitch, and then send, and I special summon swap again, pitch and send. So this is already really bad, but I have a pot. So I make the pot live and I go activate pot, he crows me. So this is game 1 crow. Again, the only person maybe in the entire tournament who's main decking crow, by the way. I was like, okay, like this, my hand was already bad. And the pot was just like a Hail Mary to see if I could do that thing where like, oh, draw 2, and then it's like, oh, maybe I draw 2 and then draw 3, and then like it just becomes like, oh shit, all of a sudden you're dead. But I got crowed. And I was like, all right, game 2. In game 2, I could tell his hand is not strong and my hand is good, and we're going back and forth. We get to a point where like I sub combo and I dump every single frog in my deck. I have no frogs left in deck. And I'm converted side too, by the way. And my hand is like Brain Control, Light and Darkness Dragon, and some other cards. I don't remember, but like the key cards you need to remember are Brain Control and Lad. And I do have other cards, but I don't remember. And I also have a dupe lock up. So I end on like full dupe lock, Brain Control, Lad in hand, and I have other stuff, but I don't remember. I pass to him and he like recharges into Soul Release, banishes like double Treeborn, of course, and I think I'm pretty sure he banished all the swap frogs. But this leaves me with 3 Substitoads engrave, a Unifrog engrave, a flip-flop, I'm pretty sure had to be somewhere, and also the 3rd dupe frog, because like Soul Release against Forks, you can't get everything. You can't hit all the cards. So, and there's also a Death Frog in the grave as well. So like I have double dupe, and usually when I get Soul Released in Hero Frogs is really like annoying, because even though it's terrible and they always still end up losing that game, it's annoying because when dupes die, there is actually nothing to get because they just banish like the three swaps and like the 2 Treeborns or whatever, and it's like, okay, I literally don't have anything to get back. And like I always end up having flip-flop at the time, so it's like really obnoxious. But in this deck, I was like, oh, you actually can't banish so much that dupe frog becomes dead. So that was like a cool thing. Anyway, I have dupe lock up. He like soul recharges into Soul Release. Soul Releases me, sets with back row. By the way, for context, he has 2 cards in hand and a set back row, or maybe it's 3 cards in hand and a set back row. So I'm like, okay, he passes with no play. He also dust shooted me. I don't remember when he dust shooted me, but he dust shooted me and he sees the Brain Control in the Lad. I remember this. This is like coming back to me now. I did not document this round because it was the last thing that happened, and I will remember it anyway. He dust shoots me. He sees the Brain Control. He sees the Lad. He puts back a Caius, and I draw a. So after he Soul Releases, I draw Salvage, and I was like, oh, this is actually like weirdly kind of good. So he has a back row. I don't know what it is, but I salvage back Unifrog and Dupe Frog. So now I have the 3rd dupe in my hand, and I have Unifrog in my hand. He has a back row, and I have a dupe lock up, and I go summon Unifrog. But I think a while, because I could summon Lad. I could tribute the 2 dupe frogs to summon Lad. And I think about this for a good amount of time, because I'm like, this is a huge decision to make, because I'm out of, like, Treeborn is out the game now, right? Like, Treeborn is gone, Swap Frog is gone. So like, if I tribute for this Lad has to like absolutely do the fucking most. The problem is I'm up against Twilight Sworn, and Twilight Sworn has this little nasty thing where they can summon any Twilight Sworn monster and it mills Lad all the way down. So people didn't know, Dirk Wagner didn't know this. People didn't know this. People don't know this. But like any Twilight Sworn monster that mills on the end phase completely reduces Lad all the way down. It keeps trying until it succeeds. So like I was like, well, if he literally summons any Light Sworn, it could be anything. This lad is ass, and I got rid of a dupe lock to do it. Also, yes, Enraged Peacock, thank you for saying that. Honest also does the exact same thing. You can go summon Honest, bounce, 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 bounce. So I was like, all right, I'm not tributing my dupe lock to summon a lad, but I will spend one turn to summon Unifrog because he has a back row. He has a back row. I go summon Unifrog. He goes, yep. I go attack. And I go pop, and it's oppression. I was like, okay, so next turn I'm summoning lad. And on the following turn, he draws. He goes Monster Reincarnation, add back Garoth, play Solar Recharge, draw 2, mill 2, hits Plague, summon, play Charge. I'm pretty sure it's Charge. Either way, Illumina hits the field, either by Charge or by just Raw. Illumina hits the field, discard, bring back Lila, stack a card, summon Mistworm. Mistworm bounce all 3. Dupe, flip flop. And I haven't taken any damage. I'm at 8,000. He goes attack with Mistworm. And I take 25, so I'm at 55. He has one, so he ends his turn with 1 card in hand. So he has Mistworm, 1 card in hand. I go draw for turn, I draw a salvage. So I was like, okay. So I have dupe, flip flop. No, I'm sorry. Dupe, Unifrog. Dupe, Unifrog. Lad, brain control, salvage. My hand is huge because he just bounced 3 cards. My hand is fucking gigantic. So I like set dupe frog and set salvage because I would have had to discard on the end phase. Even after setting dupe frog, I would have had to discard on the end phase. So I go, let me put some, hold on. Holy shit, I've been streaming so long that my music stopped. So I set dupe frog, I set salvage. And he goes draw for turn, summon JD. He has 2 cards in hand. He goes summon JD. I'm like, okay, now this is what I prepared for. I was like, I prepared for 1 JD to happen because I was waiting to go, you kill my dupe, I get Death Frog from the graveyard, and I have brain control. So I'm going to go brain control your JD, attack, and then tribute for Death Frog. This is what I'm thinking. He pays 1,000, kills my dupe, I add Death Frog to my hand, and he goes summon second JD. And I was like, oh, okay, GG. And then that was it. And I was like, all right, well, that was 2 JDs raw, like no no Monster Reincarnation, no beckoning, obviously. No, like just raw double JD. I was like, all right, that just happened. And I was like, clearly it's his fucking day, and he won the tournament. So there you go. But yeah, that was like a very, very, very long-winded recap of my RBET Chicago experience. It was a very, very fun tournament for me. One of the best tournaments I've been to. There was a Shadow Realm. They had like a basement area where tables 78 and up or something like that. Like if you were table 78 or higher, you had to play in the basement, which we started calling the Shadow Realm. Some people called it the dungeon. But that was a thing that happened. In fact, round 1, we thought that round 1 pairings were like, we thought that round 1 was paired, and so I was at table like 80 something round 1, which is like completely random, right? So I went into the basement, me and Sushant went to the basement, and I was like, it's actually pretty nice down here. Like this is a, you know, it's a little vibe. I don't want to be down here, but if I have to be down here at all, it's going to be round 1, right? Because like round 1 is the only round that you cannot control where you go. So I sit down in front of my opponent, we're talking. And then Eric Shen comes downstairs and goes, guys, that's not the pairings. And we're like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, like round 1 pairings are about to go up, but that like these are not the pairings. And then everybody goes upstairs and I just wait. And then when the round actually gets paired, I'm playing at like table 16 or 13 or 18 or one of those. I'm playing in a team table. And so I never end up in the basement, which low key, high key, I was like, I just don't want to end up in the basement today. Like, I don't want to lose round 1 and then be fucking shunned to the basement, to the Shadow Realm. So I was like, that was like one of the things I was thinking about round 1 as I'm 2-0ing my value opponent and not letting him play the game at all. I was like, just don't end up in the basement. And after I won round 1, there was no shot of me going in the basement after that. But yeah, Then we went to Buffalo Wild Wings on Sunday, a place that I'd never ever go to, but I noticed that Yu-Gi-Oh players seem to love Buffalo Wild Wings, so I somehow like once every other year or some shit I end up in Buffalo Wild Wings, and like I don't hate Buffalo Wild Wings or anything like that, but usually I just don't end up eating there because like in my opinion, when I go travel to a city, there are so many places to eat that are unique, that are not like chain restaurants. Like big chain restaurants. Like I have Buffalo Wild Wings. We have Buffalo Wild Wings at home, like literally in Philly, right? So I never like if I go somewhere, I usually choose to not eat at a place that I can get at home. That's just like a normal thing that I tend to do. But Eric and everybody, Marcus, Chai, Jason, Dahan, Keegan, Marcus's wife, everybody, like Tyler Frasher, Uzu. I know I'm saying your name wrong, but you were the judge when I won YCS Atlanta, Chicago judge guy. Everybody was like, that's where we're going, and I was like, all right, I'm down. Like I'm having a great day. Like I'm happy. I'm down to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and actually wings don't sound so bad because I haven't eaten all day because I ate fucking insane Friday. I ate so many calories on Friday that I didn't eat all of Saturday until 11 p.m. because we got to Buffalo Wild Wings at 11 p.m. and they were like, the kitchen closes like soon. What else is there to say? I'm gonna wrap this up now. So yeah, got Buffalo Wild Wings. I ordered the dessert and I asked that the dessert come out like, I don't know, 10 minutes after my food. The dessert never came, so I was like a little unfortunate about that. The dessert looked insane. It was like a cookie sundae, which I always try to get like a molten cake or a cookie sundae type thing, something like hot and cold, because I think hot and cold desserts are like insane. They never bring it out. So then I asked him about it, and he's like, fuck, we like they forgot, like they just forgot. And I was like, it's fine. Like we were like the last people to come in. I understand it's like a long day. It's a Saturday. We came with a party of 20 people. So like I get it, they forgot. Anyway, I eat my wing. I get like 10 wings because I was like, I wanted wings, but I didn't want a lot because I knew I was going to get a dessert. So I was like, I'm going to get 10 wings, and then I'm going to get a dessert, and the dessert is going to put me over the edge. The dessert is going to be like 2,000 calories, right? It says 700, which I'm still like, that's sketchy. I feel like ice cream in a cookie that's like fucking in a pan thing or whatever cannot be 700 calories, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian or whatever, but I ordered 10 wings. I ordered the dessert, didn't get the dessert. We talk for hours at the Buffalo Wild Wings, or what seems like hours. It's probably not actually hours because they were so fucking late. And then Sizzle's like, I'm going to drive you to your hotel, like you and Gary. So I was like, okay. And then as he puts in the directions to my hotel, I'm like, I actually just found a 24-hour Baskin & Robbins. And he's like, all right, like, you want ice cream? Like I was like, yeah, if you don't mind, like I just want to end this day on like a really, really good note. Like I really want ice cream, even though I had a milkshake like fucking 2 nights ago at this point, or a night ago actually. And he drove us to Baskin Robbins. It's me, Henry, Gary, and Sizzle. Sizzle's new car, which had the new car smell, which actually smells so good, by the way. Get Baskin Robbins. We walk up, we all get out the car, walk up to the door is fucking locked. It's also past midnight, by the way. The door is fucking locked, but like it's lit up in the Baskin Robbins, so you can tell that like someone's in there. And then Henry keeps saying, I'm pretty sure I see something, like someone's in there. And so I'm like walking around, Gary's walking around, Sizzle's walking around. We're all like circling this fucking Baskin Robbins and like staring into it. And then eventually a girl like shows up, but the door is locked. So then we realized that it's 24-hour drive-through. So Sizzle's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to go to the drive-through. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is the only logical, like, we're get in the car. Let's get in the car and go to the drive-through. So we go to the drive-through, and I'm like, hey, and my brain is fried, by the way. My brain is fried, bro. By this point, I haven't eaten all day. I played 9 rounds of Frog OTK, arguably the hardest deck in the format to play. And then on top of that, I just spoke for like, what felt like 2 hours at dinner, because I'm, I like to yap. Like this is, I'm yapping right now, right? So my brain is fried. So I get to the drive-through and I cannot even articulate. I'm just like, hi, ice cream you have? And she's like what? And I'm like, Sundays, like, so you have Sundays? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, what Sundays you got? And then she says like 4 different types of Sundays she got. And I have my phone out on their menu online, like Google Maps, the menu. I'm like, do you have the brownie sundae? And she's like, no, we don't have that. And I'm like, do you have the Reese's peanut butter sundae? And she's like, we don't have that. I'm like, do you have the Oreo crunch sundae? She's like, we don't have that. And I'm like, what Sundays do you have? And I know she wanted to fucking unalive me. So then I'm like, you have cookie dough? I'll do cookie. She's like, yeah, we have cookie dough. So she's like, drive around. She gives me a cookie dough sundae. I eat the sundae, and I don't think I ate it. No, I did not eat it. I waited until Sizzle. My hotel was 10 minutes away from the Baskin Robbins. So I was like, I'm just going to wait until I get out the car. I didn't want to eat it because it was like it could be messy. And Sizzle just got a new car. So I was like, I'm not going to eat this in his car. He didn't say I couldn't eat it, but I was like, I'm just not, out of respect, I'm just not doing that. So I was like, wait it. I got out the car. I ate my fucking sundae. I fucking destroyed that sundae, by the way. Like I needed that ice cream like a fat kid loves cake. So destroyed the sundae. Got to the hotel. Sizzle uses the bathroom, and Henry and me and Gary talk, and then they all leave, and then I go to sleep and catch my flight back to Philly, and now we're here. And that is everything that I can give you guys. I am like super exhausted, as you probably can tell. I'm starting to slur a little bit. Yeah, really fun tournament. Shout out to everybody. Marcus, Keegan, Eric, both Erics. So all 3 Erics, Eric Chai, Eric Shen, Eric Choi, all like everybody. Shout out to everybody who like helped to run this event. Hector, HG19, scorekeeping. Everybody who helped, everybody who had a hand in the event, like everybody who was on production, the people who like gave the venue, like everything. Like shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody I met, everybody I signed cards with, took pictures with, everybody who said they loved the channel, everybody who came by and said, you know, they learned from the channel and stuff like that, or they're entertained by it. People asking for Kenny, of course. Hopefully next year we can get Kenny to an event, but it has to be like East Coast, but like we're gonna try. But yeah, really fun event. I can now check off Frog OTK as a deck that I've topped with, and now I guess I should try to win with it also. I mean, I was trying to win with it still, right? Like I'm always trying to win, but yeah, so I probably will be playing it again so that I can like win with the deck, because I do feel like I can win with the deck. But yeah, good event. I don't think I'm going to anything else this year. I don't think there's anything else for me to go to. I'm not going to the event in Cali in November because just yeah, I went to Japan for 2 weeks. I like went to fucking a bunch of different events and stuff like that, and just I've been traveling for non-Yu-Gi-Oh and on top of Yu-Gi-Oh this year. So I'm pretty sure I'm staying my ass in home. What I do want to go to, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, because I have to do my Japanese lesson soon. I do want to go to Genesis in February. So I do want to go to Genesis, the RBET. I believe it's an RBET. It's at Genesis in February, and I do want to go to that. That I think is going to be like an insane event. So you can basically expect to see me in February is like my next tournament. And I'm not sure, I might play in Beast Mode, is having a Beast Mode circuit series that's like a free to enter online tournament, and that's coming up really soon, and I might play in that. I'm not sure, it depends on what my schedule looks like that day, but I might play in that. But that's an online event, so I don't have to really do anything besides just like be home. But yeah, and then you guys know I'm streaming like Worlds for Edison, for Format Library Worlds. I'm doing that, and like probably streaming like other, you know, just streaming in general. Fraser, what's your favorite cologne? I wear Bond number 9. I forget the name of it, but it's like a teal color one. And then I also wear Baccarat, and I wear a Tom Ford cologne, like Ode something. I can't, bro, my brain is gone. I don't remember my colognes, but like I know one of them is Baccarat, one of them is Bond number 9, and one of them is Tom Ford. And those are the only 3 scents that I have. And yeah, I'm going to read the rest of the chat, and then I'm going to end the stream. Anime Key Boulder 89. Fraser, what about your heart faces? Asian Zing Wings are fire at B-dubs. Billy literally got that. Eric is goated. Oh, also shout out to Eric for paying for everybody's meal. You'll just have to guess which Eric. No, I'm kidding. But no, Eric, Dehan, Eric Choi paid for everybody's meal, which was actually fucking insane. So just this weekend was insane. Like this weekend was insane. I don't know. I feel like I couldn't be gifted more things in life than like having all my Yu-Gi-Oh friends just be so nice to me and like, yeah, it was a really, really, really good weekend. I didn't win the event, but that's fine. We have more opportunities to try to win an event later on, and yeah. But shout out to Eric Choi for paying for the entire bill for all 20 people's Buffalo Wild Wings. GG's man, I'm glad you had fun. Great stream yet again. Thanks for the pick, boss. Kenny at RBT, please. Is Kenny's Master and Disaster. Oh yes, Tuesday Trishula is legal. Tuesday, you can play one Trishula in our online tournament. The $20 Tuesdays is going to be $40 Tuesday because 10 Ponce donated. But Tuesday is going to be a Trishula legal Edison tournament. You can play one Trishula in your deck on Tuesday, so that's happening. My server already knows about that. I made the announcement. Let's see. Let's pull this up. I made the announcement on 9/16, so that was like 5 days ago. Wow, holy shit, that seems like a while ago now. But yeah, Trishula is going to be legal at 1 on Tuesday. So when you guys see me on stream on Tuesday night, it'll be a special Edison tournament where Trishula is legal again. I did this before, but now we're doing it just because it's like, why not? Just fun. So that's happening. And yeah. And let's see, maybe the real top was the friends we made along the way. All right, guys, I am super cooked. I need to actually like rest. It is very late. I also need to do my Japanese lesson. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you to everybody who tuned in for this extremely long recap of just Chicago. I usually do not do this, but obviously not only did I top, but I just had a great experience overall that weekend. So I felt like I wanted to share some of the energy with you guys, and hopefully it wasn't, I mean, if you didn't like it, obviously just, turn it off, right? Or mute my ass or something. I don't know. But thanks again. I will see you all Tuesday night where Trishula is legal. Peace.